Welcome to Chinese Novel Audiobook. Chapter 61. Dating. Gamble. The second day. Luo Cheng was woken up by Mei Mei early in the morning. Mei Mei obviously hasn't forgotten the agreement Luo Cheng made a year ago before he left, asking him to go on a date with her. It was this date place that made Luo Cheng a little unexpected. Is this what you call a date? Otherwise, you think I would take you to places in the amusement park like other little girls do? Of course not, Mei Mei has never been that type of woman. The romance that belongs to her is money, not roses and sports cars. But I didn't expect it to be these places. Luo Cheng looked up and saw that in front of them was a casino. I have worked hard for you for a year, and it's your turn. A year ago, she helped Luo Cheng collect intelligence without asking for payment. But the request was made in this way, which made Luo Cheng helpless. This woman would not suffer any loss at all. He said, the owner of this casino will give me a sum of money every month. In other words, try another casino, this one has paid protection fees. Yeah, great, they didn't give me any money. It was okay if he didn't say it, but after saying this, Mei Mei wanted to rob the casino even more. Luo Cheng shook his head and followed. Shortly after. Casino manager's office. A man holding a cigar in his hand said angrily, Luo Cheng, you were the first to be unkind. Don't blame us for being unjust. Cut off their hands. You've paid the protection fee, and you're still coming to tease us. There's nothing to talk about. I'm scared, what should I do? Mei Mei said calmly while counting the piles of chips that she was so scared. Luo Cheng really didn't know what to say and could only pump his fists. Bang 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 bang. He took action and knocked away all the thugs in the casino and threw them all out the window. By the time he finished processing, Mei Mei had already run to the leader and wanted to exchange the chips for cash. She took the initiative more than anyone else. How could she look a little scared? Not long. Luo Cheng had an extra suitcase in his hand, containing tens of millions in cash. Mei Mei was in a good mood and stretched her charming figure towards the balcony. Then she turned around and said something that would let other casino people know that they would definitely close down. It's still early, let's go to the next one. This morning, all underground casinos in Tokyo were robbed. In just a few hours, the tens of millions in cash in Luo Cheng's hands turned into 200 million. Many casinos paid Luo Cheng protection fees, but in the end they still couldn't avoid their crimes. This is very unkind, but Mei Mei never tires of it. Not satisfied with this, she suggested, let's go to Macau. The gambling industry there is more prosperous. That's not more prosperous. Macau is the Las Vegas of the East. Gambling is legal and has long been industrialized. Luo Cheng flew to Macau with Mei Mei again. A gaming table where stud is played. Mei Mei was rubbing her cards in a decent manner, and before that, she had to ask Luo Cheng to blow her breath. What have you done all year long? Luo Cheng blew on the cards, ignoring the glances at the cute faces around him, and said, please forgive me, and I still need to practice. I see. Mei Mei didn't ask him what it was, she just asked, have you been forgiven? Congratulations then. She got the answer she wanted and understood why Luo Cheng gave her a feeling of great change. She didn't want to inquire about Luo Cheng's past. He wanted to tell him naturally. In short, Luo Cheng is Luo Cheng, and she, Mei Mei, is also Mei Mei, just be yourself. Will I win this game? Didn't you see all their trump cards? Contributing vision is a tiring thing. Today I am here to have fun. The implication is that she did not cheat because Luo Cheng was by her side. The next one is a prisoner, he has the best card. That's it. After saying that, Mei Mei pushed out all the chips on the table and started playing. Her card is also in the shape of a prisoner, and there are 3 tens, which are bigger than the next player's 3 8s. But what Epitaph saw was that Mei Mei's last card was not a prisoner, she was bluffing. This is the way that regular players play at the gambling table. To put it simply, it relies on scare. Shajia lost all night today. Seeing Mei Mei being so decisive, I really thought she was a prisoner. 3 tens beat her own 3 nines. Struggling, he folded his cards and surrendered. Mei Mei was so angry that she didn't have to pay anything. If she won, she would reveal her trump card. It turned out to be 3 tens, a 3 and a 4, not in the shape of a captive. Please give me flowers. The man held the prisoner 9, and when he saw Mei Mei opening the cards, he fainted on the spot. You're getting better and better at irritating people without leaving any trace. Don't say that, I'm just tired from playing and want to go out for a walk. Mei Mei stood up with a smile, waited for Luo Cheng to collect all the chips, then naturally took his arm, leaned her head on his shoulder, and left. When the screen changed again, the two of them got on a luxurious cruise ship and watched the night view on the deck. The cursed spirit you were looking for is in Sha Yujun's hands. Which sorcerer? Right. Mei Mei asked Luo Cheng to play with her for a day and finally told her the information she had collected. Luo Cheng did not expect that Chou Bao would automatically find Sha Yuji instead of himself after his owner was killed. How did you discover it? Every year, there will be an exchange between Jujutsu High School in Tokyo and Jujutsu High School in Kyoto. It's called communication, but it's actually a secret competition between two Jujutsu high schools. There are two Jujutsu academies in Japan. They are Tokyo Jujutsu High School where Gojo Satoru is currently studying, and Kyoto Jujutsu High School where Utime is studying. The relationship between these two colleges is very close, and it is hard to describe them as sisters and brothers. But Wen Mu is the first, and Wu Mu is the second. Both are the cradle of cultivating jujutsu masters, so it is very common for them to have different heights. However, both sides are on the side of order and cannot harm the harmony, so there is an annual exchange meeting. Let their students compete in jujutsu, and use the students to determine who is the best. A year ago, your battle with Mr. Sha Yu eliminated most of his powerful cursed spirit. Mr. Sha Yu couldn't replenish much in a short period of time, so he summoned that cursed spirit at the exchange meeting, and those cursed tools you want. Where is he now? Luo Cheng couldn't wait to find out that it was the cursed tool that he had to recover because it meant that there was no lower limit for cracking. I don't know, but he is wanted by the jujutsu world just like you. Ha! Exclamation mark. Chapter 62. Collapse of Faith. Sha Yuji was wanted by Jujutsu High School and became a curse user. This is the biggest thing that happened in the jujutsu world recently. Obviously, no one expected that Sha Yuji, the genius magician second only to Gojo Satoru, would judge Jujutsu High School. What did he do? Slaughtered a whole village of people. When Luo Cheng heard this, if Mei Mei hadn't said this, he would have felt that the other party was deceiving him. A year ago, during the battle at Xingxing Palace, he saw with his own eyes Sha Yuji's strong sense of justice as a jujutsu master. There is no need to say it, you can feel it as long as you fight with him. Such a magician with a strong sense of justice has now massacred a whole village of villagers. Hundreds of ordinary people were killed by him. It's unbelievable, right? No one in the college, including myself, can imagine it. The night wind was blowing Mei Mei's hair, even though she was doing nothing but leaning on the railing, it gave people the feeling that she was sighing and regretful. I don't fully recognize Sha Yujun's righteousness, but I don't hate him. The duty of a jujutsu master is to protect non-jujutsu masters. His words from the beginning still seem to echo in my ears. As a result, he did something even crazier and crueler than curse user. After the astral incident a year ago, something was wrong with him, and Principal Yaga even had him receive psychological counseling for this reason. This proves nothing. It can only be said that his will is too easily shaken, that's all. Luo Cheng held the wine glass in his hand and drank the wine in one gulp. Sha Yuji's massacre surprised him. But no matter what, none of this has anything to do with him. Now he just wants to recover Fuhasher's relics. If everything goes well, he can still save his life. If not, then take his head to Jujutsu High School to get money. I will ask someone to find his location. The wind is getting strong. Go back. It's still the same, even though his eyes are not as cold as before, he is still not interested in most things. The laws of the world and the rules of the jujutsu world have no influence on Luo Cheng. Mei Mei looked at Luo Cheng's back and could already think of what he would do next. Find Sha Yuji and forcefully collect Fuhasher's relics, but Sha Yuji refuses to give them and is beaten. What a lawless man. Well, this is not another kind of frankness, just focusing on one's own affairs. Mei Mei followed Luo Cheng into the cruise ship. Return to hotel. Luo Cheng took out his phone and called Kong Xiu. It's really rare that you would take the initiative to contact me. I heard that you have returned to Japan. Find me someone. Who? Sha Yuji, that spiritualist from a year ago. Since he is a curse user, Junyuji's current activities are concentrated in the gray area. Kong Shiyu is much faster than Mei Mei in gathering intelligence in this area. I understand, in terms of remuneration, hello. Kong Shiyu was extremely speechless as he listened to the beeping sound coming from the other end of the phone. Forget it, just come back. The Jujutsu world in Tokyo will probably be lively again. The next day. The headquarters of Penxing cult. Sha Yuji wore a robe and lived in the deepest part. This place used to be the resting place for the leader of the Penxing sect, but it was now occupied by him. Or to put it simply, the entire Penxing sect is now taken over by him. A lot of things can happen in a year. For example, it makes a person's will waver. A year has passed since the incident in the astral body, but Sha Yuji still remembers it to this day. Because of this incident, he realized how naive and stupid he used to be. He used to believe that the duty of a jujutsu master was to protect ordinary people. He also used this as motivation to keep moving forward and engage in the work of jujutsu master. Eliminate, absorb, purify, absorb, over and over again. Until he saw the evil nature of human beings, they regarded things they could not understand as monsters, regarded the magicians who had been silently guarding them as monsters, and brutally abused two children who had awakened to the magic. Stinky monkey. Lord Sha Yu. Inch, a crisp voice sounded, and a girl who was only 5 or 6 years old woke up from her sleep, rubbing her hazy eyes. Seeing Sha Yuji who was lost in memories, he couldn't help but shout. Wake up. Well, Mimiko is hungry. Really? Then I will take you to eat your favorite pancakes later. Great. Sha Yuji looked at the two little girls with a gentle expression. Today, he is still as gentle as before. At least he thinks that he has not changed, but he has clearly seen the evil nature of human beings. He transferred his tenderness to the jujutsu masters, but put all his malice into the non-jujutsu masters. Shiyu. At this time, the door was opened and another person walked in. Ah, it's Nami, you're back, what's the matter? Am I Liju? One of Sha Yuji's current followers hates non-magicians just like Sha Yuji. There is a large scar on his face, which was caused by a non-magician in his childhood. Therefore, he hates non-magicians and yearns for the world that Sao Yuji mentioned only contains magicians. Someone is looking for information about you. He came to Sha Yuji to report. Is he from Jujutsu High School? No, it's a famous agent from Curse User, Kong Shiyu. Kong Shi 527 Rain. When Sha Yuji heard the name, he subconsciously opened his eyes. What he was thinking of was not Kong Shiyu, but the two monsters behind Kong Shiyu. One is Fushiki-ji, who died at the hands of his friend Gojo Satoru a year ago. The other one was Luo Cheng, who defeated him a year ago and almost changed his life. Sure enough, he came to the door. When he conquered Cho Bao, he expected that Luo Cheng would come to visit him one day. In Cho Bao's belly, there was Fuhei Shier's last relic. Have they found the Penxing cult? It's not clear yet, but Kong Shiyu is an intelligence expert in the underground world, and he has informants in high schools. That is a high probability of being exposed. Sha Yu, do you want to call everyone together? Luo Cheng's famous name, Mimu Liju, has been famous for a long time. After all, he is the first curse user since the establishment of Jujutsu High School who dares to break through and escape unscathed in the end. Of course, this is not the point. The point is, a year ago, that curse user defeated Sha Yuji head-on. If it had not been for the support of Jujutsu High School at that time, Sha Yuji would have become the dead soul of Luo Cheng. He also heard that this Luo Cheng has a large number of followers who worship his powerful power, and his power has expanded rapidly in the past year. Chapter 63. Breaking in. Night. In Kong Shiyu's office, after finishing a phone call, he dialed Luo Cheng's number with a strange expression. I found Sha Yuji's current stronghold for you. You won't believe it if I tell you. There. Luo Cheng spoke concisely. The other party is at Jujutsu High School, and he also wants to recycle things. Penxing Sect. He occupied Penxing Sect not long ago and became the new leader of Penxing Sect. No wonder Kong Shiyu was so strange and his tone of voice was incomprehensible when he spoke. A year ago, the astral body Tenuki Riko died in Penxing cult. It was the people from the Penxing cult who leaked information about Tenai Riko and even offered a huge reward, which led to the death of the astral body. Even if Sha Yuji uprooted the Pengxing sect afterwards, Kang Xiu wouldn't be surprised. In the end, he became the leader of the Pengxing sect, which is so ironic that everything in the world is strange. He is in Pengxing cult now. Well, I also found out that he has gathered some curse users, Luo Cheng, if you. This B asterisk 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 D boy, can't you just listen to what you have to say? Kang Xiu complained into the phone. There are still many things he has not explained to Luo Cheng. During the year that Luo Cheng entered Tibet, not only Gojo Satoru but also Sha Yuji became a special jujutsu master due to his outstanding performance. Sha Yuji is now stronger than a year ago, and much stronger. This is the reason why Sha Yuji is still at ease despite being wanted by Jujutsu High Commissioner. He is one of the 3 current top-level jujutsu masters in Tokyo. As long as Gojo Satoru and 99 Yuki don't take action, people who are experts in the art have absolutely nothing to do with him. What's more, Sha Yuji now has a group of followers who have the same ambitions as him. Return to Luo Cheng. After hearing the news he wanted, he hung up the phone decisively. Have you found Mr. Sha Yu? Mei Mei is like a cat, wearing silk pajamas, lying on the sofa and watching TV programs. When do you want to act? Tonight. While Luo Cheng was speaking, he had already walked to the window and opened it. If possible, don't kill Mr. Kuoyu. If he is willing to cooperate. Phew. The cold wind howled by, but Luo Cheng's figure disappeared in front of the window, only his words echoed. Mei Mei got up and walked over. Through the window, she saw Luo Cheng walking quickly on the tall building and disappearing into the night soon. She was not worried at all that Luo Cheng would never come back. After not seeing each other for a year, Luo Cheng has become much stronger. Even if he does nothing, just standing next to him, he can feel an unspeakable sense of oppression. Thinking about the invincibility he had awakened a year ago, he was able to manipulate global time. In today's Tokyo, I'm afraid only Gojo Satoru is qualified to fight him. Time and space, it seems inevitable. Mei Mei closed the window, returned to the sofa, and lay down like a cat again. The battle between Luo Cheng and Gojo Satoru seems to be destined and inevitable. The location of Pengxing sect is not far away. With Luo Cheng's tutorial, it only took him half an hour to reach his destination. Compared with a year ago, Pengxing sect has not changed at all. The difference is that the place that was penetrated by Gojo Satoru's technique that day has been repaired as before. Luo Cheng's eyes stayed on a certain position for 3 seconds. Where is the place where Fuhaishir was defeated? Our guests have arrived. Family members, come with me to greet them. Sha Yuji noticed Luo Cheng's arrival immediately. Because his cursed spirit lurks inside and outside the Pengxing sect. Always conduct reconnaissance. Just now, the cursed spirits who discovered the intruders swarmed up and were killed in 10 of them in an instant, dissipating almost at the same time. Sha Yuji judged from this that Luo Cheng was here. The curse user who broke into Jujutsu High School without dying, finally got a chance to meet him. I don't know what kind of person he is. Cheer up, don't be careless, the other party is not an ordinary curse master. That's true, but Xiaoji is a super magician, so there won't be any problem. Several magicians followed Sha Yuji out. Their expressions were quite relaxed. After all, he is one of the 3 major super magicians. The word, super, means the strongest and unrivaled power in the world of Jujutsu. This is the reason why they follow Sha Yuji. He has the ability to realize the only beautiful world he has outlined for himself and others. There are not many of them, there are only 9 people including their 2 children. But their team was very large, with dozens of cursed spirits following them on the expedition, and the momentum was huge. They walked through the Pengxing sect's path and walked out of the main hall's door. Then they stopped and looked at the person who wished to stand on the stone pillar. Long time no see, Luo Cheng, it's been a year. Sha Yuji opened his hands with a smile on his face, as if he was welcoming an old man. Not seen for a year. Luo Cheng's appearance has hardly changed, and time has hardly left any trace on him. Because he has practiced ripples, his face will remain young for a long time and he will age later than anyone else. However, the appearance remains unchanged, but what changes is the surging blood and energy, like a tyrannosaurus hidden under human skin. Just one person, facing their team, did not fall behind. Quote. Jir's relics are in your hands, hand them over. Quote. Luo Cheng didn't talk nonsense and went straight to the point. He was very sure that those cursed tools were on the other side and did not give Sha Yuji a chance to refute. He came here with only one purpose, to recover the cursed tool left behind by Fuhaishir in the past year. You are still the same as you were a year ago, so decisive that it makes people feel cold. I think we can have a chat. I am also a curse user now. Rather than fighting Luo Cheng, Sha Yuji hopes to join forces with him to create a world with only Jujutsu masters. Luo Cheng said nothing and slowly jumped down from the stone pillar. Then, the moment he landed, surging energy erupted from him like a volcano. 1 meter, 100 meters, 1,000 meters, 10,000 meters. In the time it took to breathe, this wave of fluctuation swept across the entire world, and the gears of time sped up at this moment. In front of Luo Cheng, Wang Hao, all people and things seemed to be dead, motionless, like a lifelike wax statue. Then, the world began to explode and turned into chaos. Luo Cheng stepped onto the realm of time and came to Sha Yuji step by step. Throughout the whole process, Sha Yuji and his companions still maintained their original expressions without changing. Then, more than 10 seconds passed and the end of time deletion was reached. What do you want to talk to me about? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. As soon as these words came out, everyone present was frightened to death. It was Sha Yuji, his eyes widened. Without any preparation or warning, Luo Cheng suddenly appeared in front of him, silently, as if he appeared out of thin air. Facing this face so close at hand, Mi Li waited for Sha Yuji's followers for a long time, and felt that even Tian Lingai was getting cold. Impossible. When? Damn, how did he get close to us? Chapter 64, Sha Yuji's Ambition. The Crimson King's ultimate ability, time deletion, was activated in front of the world for the first time, and the results shocked everyone. I can't feel any fluctuations, no signs, no tracks. How on earth did he come to us? Sha Yuji's followers were scared to death. Such a technique was unheard of. Even the most skilled magicians couldn't flash in front of them silently. That's right, it's flashing. Just like Gojo Satoru's unlimited technique, it compresses the space to the extreme, compressing the distance between the end point and the starting point to only one step, thereby achieving instant movement. Where is Luo Cheng? Isn't he heavenly restriction? Why did he master such a terrifying technique? Including Sha Yuji, Mi Liju and other magicians, none of them felt as relaxed as before. Just a moment of deletion made them truly feel that Luo Cheng was unusual. No wonder the other party dared to break into their stronghold alone. But they are not ordinary people. Even among curse users, they are elite. Did I ask you to come closer? You be asterisk 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 D. One man roared, showed his weapon and waved it towards Luo Cheng. Like a signal, the moment he took action, the followers around Sha Yuji also took action. Is this what you want to talk to me about? Luo Cheng's expression remained calm. Even though he was surrounded and suppressed by several people at the same time, his expression was frighteningly calm. The ring in his hand sent out a ripple, and the next second the steel cutting axe suddenly appeared in the air. The Crimson King's arm stretched out from Luo Cheng's shoulder, grabbing the giant axe and sweeping it. Chang! The Crimson King swept out with one blow, and with a domineering axe, all the people surrounding him were sent flying. When the cursed tool collided, sparks flew everywhere, and even the cursed tool was cut out of the gap. Monster. Mi Liju was shocked. These people are all powerful curse users. Otherwise, they would not be able to survive in the world of cannibal curse users to this day. At this moment, facing Luo Cheng, all of them were knocked away after just one face-to-face encounter. They were no match for him all the way. Yes. After just one collision, they knew that they and others were definitely no match for Luo Cheng. The other party didn't even move, his hands were still in his pockets, and he looked directly at Sha Yuji with stern eyes bceh. It felt as if, except for Sha Yuji, they were all trash and not worthy of being in his field of vision. There was no time to think too much, and a wisp of knife light the size of a needle and thread passed through under the moonlight, sweeping in a circle and covering all of them. Oops. Mi Lijo's face changed wildly. Even if he couldn't see the move, he could guess that it was the cursed spirit that suddenly appeared and made another move. The speed of the attack is comparable to that of a kendo master who only learns one move in his life, drawing and slashing. He wanted to remind him, but the opponent's attack came faster. Dying. No. At the moment when the slash was about to cut off everyone's necks, the cursed spirit behind Sha Yuji had already reached and blocked the fatal blow for Namaki Kua and others. Puff 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 puff. Cursed spirit's unique color of blood blooms in midair. They were all chopped into two pieces by the steel cutting axe in the Crimson King's hand, and the painting dust dissipated before they had time to struggle. Exercising more than a dozen cursed spirits with one sword, Luo Cheng's powerful fighting power shocked everyone present. Mimiko, Nanako, you go back first. Lord Sha Yu. Go back. Sha Yuji shouted. This was the first time that the two little girls were yelled at by him. They were so aggrieved that they pursed their lips. The next second they obeyed and walked into the Pengxing cult master's hall. Bring Shear's relics. Luo Cheng repeated. His figure was slender, but very majestic, harder to shake than mountains. We can talk about this world of beds. Sha Yuji hopes to add Luo Cheng to his lineup. Not long ago, the super magician Yuki Kuju found him. During this conversation with the other party, Sha Yuji received great inspiration, which made him realize that he and Jujutsu High School had no common ambitions. Just like Kuju Yuki said, Jujutsu High School treats cursed spirit and the world using only index therapy. Continuously train magicians, and constantly send magicians to exorcise cursed spirits to keep the world in balance and prevent the population from decreasing. But if you do this, the majority of humans will still die at the hands of cursed spirit every year. This is what he used to do, treating the symptoms rather than the root cause. Juju Yuji proposed another method to treat the disease fundamentally. Create a world where cursed spirits will not be born. However, such an idea is unrealistic. In the final analysis, cursed spirit is born from the negative emotions of human beings. The curses leaked by them add up to form cursed spirit. It is impossible to prevent humans from producing cursed spirit. Unless they are people like Fuhei Xie and Luo Cheng who are absolutely born with zero magic power. So Sha Yuji thinks this is impossible. People like Luo Cheng and Fuhei Xie can only find two people despite searching the whole world. 99 Yuki later proposed another method. Let all human beings know how to master the power of mantra, which is also the direction of Juju Yuji's current research. Because as long as you know how to manipulate the power of magic, you can become a magician, and magicians will not produce cursed spirit. From this, Sha Yuji came up with an extremely bold idea. Kill all non-magicians. From now on, there will be no cursed spirit in the world, and true peace will come. This is Sha Yuji's current ambition. Kill all the non-jujutsu masters in the world, wipe out billions of people in the world, solve the problem of the birth of cursed spirit from the root, and let the world no longer have disputes. Come with me, let's work together to create a perfect world with only jujutsu masters, Luo Cheng. One person's power may be limited, but the two of us can definitely accomplish it. This is what Sha Yuji thinks is the most feasible method. Continuously eliminate the non-jujutsu people and force them to move towards the direction of jujutsu as a survival strategy. To put it bluntly, it is a catalyst, forcing all mankind to become jujutsu masters. Luo Cheng did come, raising a knife in his hand at some point. These are your last words. Die. Luo Cheng slashed down the area with all his strength, and with just one blow, the door of Pengxing sect exploded, and the ground was shaken to pieces. What you want to do, that's your business. Teach Shear's relics, otherwise, die. Chapter 65. The Fourth Special Magician. The night was shrouded in darkness, making it difficult to hide Luo Cheng's murderous intention at this moment, which was colder than the cold wind. You have so much power, don't you want to do something for this world? Watching the death of the teacher with your own eyes, don't you want to break the fate of Jujutsu Master and curse user to curse each other for thousands of years? Sha Yuji's eyes sparkled, and there was a sense of great justice. He tried hard to persuade Luo Cheng, hoping to join forces with him. I haven't seen you for a year. I thought you would grow up. In the end, you are still dominated by unnecessary thoughts, which is disappointing. Luo Cheng held the Tianyu sword and faced Sha Yuji and his followers alone. He originally thought that Sha Yuji, who massacred the village, would be a little different. In the end, the desire to protect the non-magicians turned into killing all the non-magicians. No change. The so-called moving forward with faith is just a disguised label that the weak put on their own incompetence. If you can do it, why bother to win over me? You can practice it now. There are many non-magicians in Tokyo for you to kill. This is an extremely dangerous person. He has an extreme disregard for life. But he is just such a person. He has a battle history beyond imagination. Is it possible that everyone who is so powerful is as lawless as Luo Cheng and Gojo Satoru? You are not in Tokyo this year, and you don't know what happened. Satoru has become the strongest. With him here, my ambition is destined to be impossible to realize, but if you are willing to join us, a world without disputes will definitely be realized. That's why you are the weak one. It is incredible that he is called a weakling by one of the three most powerful jujutsu masters. Luo Cheng didn't intend to give the opponent any more nonsense. He tiptoed a little and soared into the air like a dragon. The Tianyu sword in his hand emitted thunderous power and was caught by him and fell down. This guy is a lunatic. Namaki whispered. He is still a powerful madman. There is no doubt that his combat power has reached the special level. Tokyo now has 4 special level magicians. Ying Tianjun Nami's expression was solemn. In their eyes, Luo Cheng was simply unreasonable to the extreme. He didn't listen to anyone at all, he just raised his hand and launched a thunderous attack. No, you can't say that you can't listen to what the other person is saying. The other person responded. Just the content of the response made people feel like he was laughing at himself and others, playing a child's house game. Such people are arbitrary and extremely powerful. Kill him. Don't forget why we got together, to help Xiaoji complete the perfect world he envisioned. The other person did not sit still and waited for death, but attacked boldly. Luo Cheng continued to pursue, turning into a beam of light and rushing towards the crowd. The terrifying speed could even shake the air, and he made a sonic explosion. This made Sha Yuji's expression solemn even more, and his speed was very intuitive. That loud sound kept telling them that Luo Cheng could span hundreds of meters with 1 meter. Snapped. Sha Yuji snapped his fingers, and a black vortex appeared beside him, like a wormhole, containing everything. Countless cursed spirits rushed out of the vortex and roared towards Luo Cheng. After the astral incident, it was like a switch was turned on, and the activities of cursed spirit became more frequent. Therefore, in the past year, he recovered many cursed spirits, replenishing the consumption of the Wangxing Palace War a year ago, and also increasing the storage of countless cursed spirits. Luo Cheng was fearless and rushed over quickly, swinging a sword violently. His body was twice as strong as that of a year ago. With the tenfold increase of the heavenly sword, the slashes he swung were as powerful as the heavenly sword falling down. Boom! Pengxing sect is shaking at this moment, as if shaking. Not only is it fast, but it is also more destructive. Be careful, don't get hit by him. Mi Liju looked at the big hole blasted by Luo Cheng, with cold sweat streaming down his forehead. Such destructive power was so astonishing that it destroyed the stone road built by Pengxing cult with huge rocks with just one blow. If it hits someone, the outcome will definitely not be much better than those cursed spirits that were shattered by Luo Cheng's knife. This is special combat power. At this moment, they have a deeper understanding of special magicians. They have broken away from their understanding of magicians and have completely exceeded their expectations. Luo Cheng's terrifying 5 senses immediately caught Sha Yuji's whereabouts, stomped the ground with his feet, and quickly flew into the air to pursue him. Sha Yuji's eyes also turned cold, and he controlled the cursed spirit not far away to attack with all his strength. A ray of light fell from the sky, like a pillar, and hit Luo Cheng in the air, knocking him down. Luo Cheng glanced over and saw a strange-shaped cursed spirit. It has an elephant-like trunk and tusks, but its body is covered with hair, like a monkey. At this moment, floating in midair, he was raising his sword and pointing it at Ikki, and the beam of light formed by the gathered magic power kept pressing down. Please give me flowers oh. Level 1 Cursed Spirit. Luo Cheng exerted his strength and used his body to blow open the beam of light. Heaven and Tyrant were born with the power of magic to resist. At Luo Cheng's point, ordinary magic techniques were useless to him. Which cursed spirit raised its hand again, countless people looked at it. The cursed spirit's light fell from the sky, bombarding downwards. Boring. Luo Cheng whispered, raised the Tianyu sword to resist, and actually blocked the bombardment of the cursed spirit. Don't forget about us, curse user. At this time, Mi Liju and others also arrived, either using fists or cursed tool to hit Luo Cheng's vitals with a killing blow. But it didn't work. The future I see is that you will be beaten away. Luo Cheng had long expected this scene. The Crimson King let out a war cry of unknown meaning and charged through his body, swinging his fists and delivering a series of blows like a violent storm. Bang 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 bang. In just a few breaths, the killing blow of Mi Riku and others was broken, and they were even knocked away dozens of meters by the Crimson King's iron fist. Many of them had bleeding from the corners of their mouths and were injured. During this process, Shayuji did not stop his offensive. He manipulated the cursed spirit to spin various jujutsu and smashed them down, but none of them were able to defeat the defense of Bubuten Mitsurugi, and all the attacks were cut off. Dozens of flying knives appeared out of thin air. Luo Cheng extended his left hand to make a move, and the Crimson King caught the rest of the flying knives. The next second, dozens of flying knives were thrown out by them, tearing the air and shooting out. Time. Delete. Luo Cheng whispered secretly, and the fluctuation sweeping the world appeared again. He deleted the time when the flying knife was close to those cursed spirits. Shayuji and others didn't have time to understand what was happening. The flying knives thrown by Luo Cheng and the Crimson King came to those cursed spirits and were all pierced. When time deletion is activated, Luo Cheng cannot attack, but can delete the time when the flying knife is close to the opponent. It's the same as Diavolo spreading blood into Wu Chao's eyes. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 66, Strong. This is the first time Luo Cheng has activated the two abilities of Epitaph and Time Deletion at the same time. Just as he envisioned, it can be said to be invincible and already in an invincible position. What kind of technique is this? Everyone looked at the scene in front of them in horror. Strictly speaking, this was their second collision with Luo Cheng, and the result was just like the first time. They were easily beaten away by Luo Cheng and were no match for him. They didn't even know what was happening, couldn't see it, and couldn't detect it with the spell. Only the flying knife thrown by Luo Cheng was seen, and the next second it penetrated the cursed spirit summoned by Shayuji. As if traveling through space and flying time, a fatal offensive suddenly arrived in front of him. Shayuji stepped on the cursed spirit and froze in midair, with a solemn expression and thinking. You can't see the trajectory, it appears completely out of thin air, just like Wu's teleportation, and the next moment, 040, appears in front of you. But, is this possible? The unlimited technique is an ancestral technique of the Gojo family. It took hundreds of years for a magician to possess both six eyes and the unlimited technique to be born, so it is impossible to duplicate it. If this is not the case, how can we explain Luo Cheng's technique? If it was only Luo Cheng who was like this, it would be easy to say that the other party's speed could be judged to be too fast, beyond their perception. But the flying knife just now was like this, which makes no sense. No, it's not a space jump, it's a time jump. An idea flashed in Shayuji's mind, and he suddenly thought of the sudden strangeness a year ago. At that time, they were just walking in school normally, but they found that they suddenly and inexplicably took a few steps forward. They didn't notice it at first, and only Gojo Satoru asked strange questions. Shayuji didn't notice it at all at that time. Like most people, he thought it was just his own illusion because he lost the memory that was deleted in time. Now that I think about it, the anomaly a year ago was most likely man-made, and the man who moved the world forward was Luo Cheng. Manipulated time. Such news was so terrible that Shayuji felt chills all over just imagining it. It's too bad that such a dangerous guy has awakened such a terrible technique. Because, he also noticed a detail just now. What Luo Cheng said before beating his companions away was, "The future I see is that you will be beaten away." He had heard similar words as early as a year ago. At first, he just thought that the other party was disturbing his mind, but he combined it with Luo Cheng's technique to manipulate time. B. While thinking about it, he seemed to see his companions taking action, and his expression changed drastically. Cooperate with me, Nima. I don't know who said something. After Mimu nodded for a long time, he instantly escaped into the darkness. Then he emerged from Luo Cheng's shadow and attacked Luo Cheng. The moonlight is so beautiful tonight, it's really a big help. Die, curse user. He roared and stabbed Luo Cheng in the vitals with a dagger. This is his technique, which allows him to travel freely under the shadows, but because his technique relies too much on shadows, he has to carry some flares and the like with him when fighting at night. But tonight, the moonlight was perfectly round, which saved him a lot of trouble. Even God was helping him. Luo Cheng didn't look back, as if he didn't notice it, but the Crimson King looked back, with a horrified face that didn't make Nimiri flinch for a long time, but made him a little excited. That's right, look here, cursed spirit. Mi Liju was not worried at all, because he was just fainting, and the real killing move was another person. My spells are not as flexible as Xiaoji's. My spells can only strengthen my body and make my attacks stronger, but they are not without limits, and this limit is 50 times higher. The moment Mi Liju took action, another person also came to kill him. This man's name is La Lu. He has a very strange appearance, has long blonde hair, and his muscles are stronger than those of a fitness instructor. The problem is that there are 2 pink hearts printed on the 2 points on his chest. It's hard not to doubt his sexual orientation. At this moment, he reached Luo Cheng's side, running the spell with all his strength, gathering the power of the spell into his right fist, clenching it, and finally blasting it out without reservation. In order to maximize the lethality, he did not hesitate to make his technique public in a short time. Why do you dare to be so bold and expose your technique in front of a person with the ability to move at extremely fast speeds? Don't even think about escaping, curse user. Until Mimu's technique is cracked, no one can even think about escaping. Die. He roared and suddenly swung his iron fist 50 times the limit towards Luo Cheng's head. His spells are very ordinary, and are often laughed at. They lack variety, are straightforward, and can't hit anyone at all. But Xiaoji told him that his technique was very strong and exploded with all his strength, which was infinitely close to the destructive power of Black Flash. He wanted to use this punch to break through the big wall blocking Xiaoji. Wait, step back quickly, La Lu, Nima. Xiaoji shouted at this time. Luo Cheng's technique is too terrifying. It is very likely that the fatal blow they launched now has been seen by Luo Cheng long ago. This is throwing yourself into a trap. But it was too late. Lalu resolutely waved his right fist and hit the air. Air? Why? Lalu's expression was in vain. His punch, which was intended to open up an ideal path for Xiaoji, did not hit Luo Cheng, but hit the air. Boom. The iron fist that gathered all his strength was swung out and hit the air. The scattered spell power caused the air to riot and a strong wind blew. Avoided? Why? Wasn't he trapped by Mimu's technique? While thinking about it, Lalu also heard the shouts of the souls of his companions. Careful, Luru. This shout brought Lalu back to his senses. The moment he turned around, he saw Luo Cheng's side face, most of which was blended into the night. Only the sharp look in his eyes was shocking. Then, with a pop sound, Tianyu's sword penetrated his chest silently. Luo Cheng 1.5 twisted his palm, completely crushing the opponent's heart, and he was so dead that he couldn't die anymore. He spat out blood, which was extremely bright under the moonlight. After completing all this, Luo Cheng didn't give up and swung his knife again and chopped off the opponent's head. Jujutsu masters are troublesome guys. He will not make the mistake of Fushihei Shire again, and will not give the opponent any chance to use or understand the reversal technique. La Lu. Nimuriju let out a heartbreaking cry. If he hadn't failed to trap Luo Cheng, if he hadn't been too weak to withstand the cursed spirit's blow, Lalu's full blow would have definitely killed the curse user. Instead of ending up like this, with the corpses separated. Dead. Am I dead? On his deathbed, Lalu thought a lot and looked at Xiaoji with some nostalgia, but soon returned to darkness. Chapter 67, Luo Cheng's Domain Expansion. Outside the main hall of the Pengxing sect, everything was in ruins. All the longevity pines were uprooted and shattered in midair. The boulders were also beaten into powder. The scene was indescribably quiet. There is a huge gap between a first-level Jujutsu master and a special-level Jujutsu master. A word away may be a mountain that cannot be climbed in a lifetime. Ah! Nimuri screamed for a long time, with blood bleeding from his mouth, but he wanted to keep moving forward and avenge Lalu. That man was so cruel that he refused to give up even after killing people. He also wanted to behead people and refused to leave a whole body behind. Stop! Xiaoji rushed over at this time and stood in front of the followers, blocking them. The collision just now made him firmer in his thoughts. The opponent's technique is time manipulation that some people may not believe even if you say it. The other thing is that the other party can have a future. The encirclement and attack by Lalu and Nimuriju just now had been penetrated by the other side, and they were tricked by the general, and the whole army was defeated. Calm down, Naki. He is probably the person who moved the whole of Tokyo, no, even the whole world, a year ago. What? When Sha Yuji said these words, everyone opened their eyes wide. In the anomaly a year ago, non-magicians around the world were unaware of what happened. But some careful magicians noticed something unusual. However, because Luo Cheng went to Tibet to practice for a year and lurked, the magicians who noticed the change relaxed. But now, Sha Yuji told them that the person who had moved time was right in front of them. Master Natsuyu, have you seen through his technique? Yingda Minami asked, looking nervous and alert. In front of them was a headless corpse, which belonged to their partner Lalu. He was chatting and laughing with them not long ago, but now he fell weakly, revealing the figure of Luo Cheng, like a demon god. Judging from his face, he could not be more than 20 years old, but he contained a suffocating murderous aura. No, I can only make a rough guess. The art of time. Through the analysis of the effects caused by Luo Cheng's activation of the spell, it is likely that the opponent has the ability to travel through time. And this kind of time travel can only accommodate one person, Luo Cheng. When his technique is activated, non-magicians around the world, including magicians, have no idea what is happening in this process. In other words, his time spell only benefits himself and has no negative effects. He can make himself travel through time, and he can also make the weapons he throws travel through time. Why do you have such a ridiculous technique? Even if they are the top 3 in Tokyo, no, they should be the top 4 special-level jujutsu masters now. Cold sweat was dripping from Chongyuji's forehead at this moment. Luo Cheng's time spell is simply like domain expansion, the magician's most powerful secret. It has a sure hit effect. Because when the Luo Cheng technique is activated, the flow of time in the entire world will be disrupted, and there will be nowhere to hide, including everyone. Invincible. However, such a technique is not entirely without solutions. Since the beginning of the battle, Luo Cheng has activated his spell 3 times, although every time someone or the cursed spirit will be killed. But after Sha Yuji thought about it, he discovered that the deaths of Lalu and the cursed spirits all happened when the flow of time returned to normal. That is to say, the limitation of his technique is that he cannot kill people during the activation time of the technique. Whoosh! Sha Yuji told the results of his analysis, and the next second he summoned the Cho Bao and drew out the special curse collection Yuyun. He holds a 3-section stick, and countless cursed spirits emerge from his back. One of them exuded a wave of curse power that even Luo Cheng looked at, surpassing the category of first-level cursed spirit. Special cursed spirit. Yes, this is one of the reasons why I was promoted to a special-level magician. The special-level imaginary cursed spirit transformed into Tamamo Mei. It was an extremely ugly monster. The soles of his feet were exposed to the air like palms, and he was dressed in bright and luxurious robes. He had 4 eyes and a big mouth that seemed to be unable to close. Luo Cheng went through his memory and quickly found the information about this special-grade cursed spirit. Sha Yuji did not lie. This special-grade cursed spirit was indeed the incarnation of Tamamo Mei. It was a special-grade cursed spirit clearly registered by Jujutsu High School. I didn't expect that Sha Yuji would now take it back. In Japanese supernatural stories, Tamamo Mei is a 9-tailed fox demon who came to Japan by boat from the east. In the Heian era, Japan was in troubled times. But this is just a story, and the above content can only be used as a reference. Let's continue with the battle a year ago. There's not much to say. At this time, he and Luo Cheng can only fight. Because important family members died at the hands of Luo Cheng, there was no room for relief for both parties. The cursed spirit stepped on his feet and attacked. Behind him was an army of countless cursed spirits, with a myriad of appearances and a vast momentum. A year ago, the two had a battle, but now both of them are in the special ranks, so they cannot be viewed with the same eyes as a year ago. Facing Luo Cheng, who possesses the body of heaven and Tyrant, Sha Yuji holds the traveling cloud and moves forward. With a move of his hand, a large army of cursed spirits roared and surged over like a tsunami. Luo Cheng stood there and waited until the cursed spirit army arrived. He swung 100 swords in 1 second and knocked down 360 countless cursed spirits. But even so, it's still not enough. Sha Yuji recovered so many cursed spirits that it was difficult for Luo Cheng's extraordinary 5 senses to catch the opponent's traces at this time. Epitaph. The Red King's great ability was activated, and the scene of the next few dozen seconds was immediately reflected in front of his eyes, flashing by. In a breath, Luo Cheng had already seen a corner of the future. Almost at the same time, Sha Yuji rushed out of the cursed spirit army and smashed the cloud in his hand at Luo Cheng with all his strength. With so much cursed spirit, even the five senses strengthened by heaven and Tyrant can't. Boom. Before he could finish his words, the Crimson King came around to his side before the clouds fell, and in one fell swoop he flew away like a kite. Luo Cheng did not pursue because there was no time to pursue. He raised the long knife and held it horizontally in front of him. The next second, a huge tail swept over, hitting Luo Cheng back dozens of meters. Luo Cheng already knows who launched the attack. Raising his head, the special grade imaginary cursed spirit covered his lips with his hands before transforming into Tamamo, floating beside Sha Yuji. A huge tail shrank visibly to the naked eye, and returned to its body until it disappeared. This is a battle between super magicians. In the distance, Yingtian Minami and others were stunned, shocked by the fierce scene. Chapter 68, Super Battle. The reunion a year later, the first collision between the two, can be said to be evenly matched. Sha Yuji was knocked away, and Luo Cheng was also repelled by Tamamo Mei, and the outcome was determined by each other. However, judging from the scene, it is clear that Luo Cheng has the upper hand. Sha Yuji wiped the blood that overflowed from the corner of his mouth. If he hadn't used the magic power to resist in time, his head would have been blasted into a watermelon and about to explode. Anticipated my actions. His brain was spinning rapidly. As he expected, Luo Cheng's technique was very terrifying and could see the future. How long is this time? A few seconds, or tens of seconds? He doesn't know yet, but it is enough to make people feel frightened. This means that Luo Cheng can always be one step ahead of his opponents and avoid all factors that are detrimental to him. Because his time technique can help him reverse all factors that are detrimental to him. Like a causal weapon, it is invincible. Facing such a powerful enemy, no one else but him could fight against Luo Cheng. He said, "Don't interfere in the next battle." "But, Master Xiao." "No but, I don't want to get you involved." There is no doubt that the enemy in front of him is the strongest he has ever encountered since he was born. The unusual inhuman physique, the shocking time technique, and even the fact that he now controls the special cursed spirit, are not absolutely sure. But he didn't flinch because there were important family members around him. "Kill you, Luo Cheng." Sha Yuji made a big move, and the overwhelming cursed spirit surged in again. He is really strong. He has thousands of cursed spirits in his hands, and there is no shortage of cursed spirits with powerful spells. Now, under the control of Sha Yuji, it is like a large army marching out, which is more shocking than the 100 Ghosts' Night Walk. The steel-cutting axe appeared in Luo Cheng's hand. Facing the vast army of cursed spirits, he went up against the sky and quietly activated his epitaph ability, advancing the future by tens of seconds. The next second, the black army of cursed spirits fell down, drowning Luo Cheng in one fell swoop. Can Master Xiao win? We will definitely win. In the distance, two sisters, Mimiko and Nanako, watched nervously. This was the first time I saw the godlike Sha Yuji with such a solemn expression. But they firmly believe that Sha Yuji will be able to defeat the enemy, just like when he saved his two sisters and killed all the demons. But as soon as he said this, the blood of the emperor overflowed from the dark army of cursed spirits. It is not normal human blood, it belongs to cursed spirit, it is dirty and extremely smelly. Luo Cheng held a knife in one hand and an axe in the other. He went crazy and charged forward with the Crimson King. The battle between the two super magicians caused the earth to collapse, the atmosphere to change, and the fierce collision to make the whole place boil. "Open!" Luo Cheng shouted and killed one case from the cursed spirit army. But immediately he encountered an even stronger attack, coming from a special grade cursed spirit. 9 fox fires shone in the dark night, emitting emerald green light, and instantly reached Luo Cheng and detonated. Boom! A huge explosion sounded in the air. Violent fluctuations swept in all directions, and the huge Pengxing sect seemed to be shaking, with cracks appearing. "Did you make it?" "No, not yet." Minami Yingda saw that there was no figure of Luo Cheng in the center of the explosion. Instead, he appeared in front of Tamamo incarnate at some point. I saw the incarnation of Tamamo before facing Luo Cheng with a knife, and 9 tails stretched out from behind at high speed, trying to resist the knife, but the Red King's fists broke it open. Then, without waiting for Luo Cheng to swing down, Sha Yuji flew over on a cursed spirit, and swung out Yuyun in his hand without reservation, knocking Luo Cheng down to the ground again. As I guessed, the future you predicted was not complete. It was incomplete. The spell to manipulate time cannot always be activated. Tens of seconds. This is the time Luo Cheng spent just now when he fought his way out of the cursed spirit army and finally made the time jump to reach Tamamo. He didn't predict his attack, or in other words, he didn't see his future of knocking him away. The trouble is, which special grade cursed spirit it is. Luo Cheng raised his head and looked directly at the imaginary light spirit floating next to Changyuji. The story of Tamamo Mei is very simple. It was active at the end of Japan's Heian period, between 1129 and 1156. In the story, it was born from a ball of yin energy. Its true body is a jade-faced nine-tailed golden fox. After arriving in Japan by boat from the east, it was turned into an abandoned baby and adopted. From then on, relying on its beauty, he got close to the emperor and was discovered by Onmyoji Abe Yasuchika. After that, Tamamo Mei fled to Nasu and fought against the demon-killing army sent by the emperor. In the story, Tamamo Mei's 9 tails each correspond to an ability. The emperor's army initially attempted to pierce Tamamo Mei with thousands of arrows. At this time, the novel writes, Tamamo Mei smiled contemptuously, danced a tail, set off a strong wind and blew the arrows back. The star team suffered heavy casualties. Quote, seeing that the arrows failed, the emperor's army dispatched catapults, trying to break through the strong wind and hurt Tamamo Mei, but the heat wave swept out by the opponent's second and third tails melted the boulder into magma. After that, Tamamo Mei waved the fourth and fifth tails one after another, first blocking the road with meteorites, and then causing a flood to submerge the army. In addition, its tail can cause earthquakes and emit poisonous gas. Although this is Tamamo Mei's ability in the story, the special grade cursed spirit in front of me is born from the story. It is the crystallization of human fear, even if it is not exactly the same. The abilities will be similar. As for the disadvantage of time deletion, it's not a disadvantage at all. It is true that the Red King's time delete cannot be activated all the time, but the interval before and after activation is only a few breaths, which is almost the same as the interval between the time stop ability of Mao Yucheng. He asked himself, there is no enemy Zhou in this world who can kill him in a few breaths. Thinking of this, Luo Cheng burst out with energy that Sha Yuji had never seen before. I saw the scars where Luo Cheng was hit by Yuyun dissipated quickly, and he was intact as before in the blink of an eye. What is this? A reversal technique? No, this is not the fluctuation of cursed spirit. Sha Yuji frowned. The unknown is the scariest thing, like the golden ripples traveling all over Luo Cheng's body at this moment. Chapter 69, The Power of Ripples. No matter what this is, you are going to die here today. Sha Yuji looked down in the air, raised his right hand and snapped his fingers. The next second, the tail behind the incarnation of Tamamo started to dance, and the surging curse power turned into a vast ocean like a volcanic eruption, flooding the entire Penxing sect. It actually submerged Penxing sect. Is it necessary to do this? In the distance, Manami Yingtian took the opportunity to recover Lalu's body. The next second, a huge flood came over and submerged the place. That's a special jujutsu master. If he doesn't die, all of us will die here tonight. It was difficult for Nimuriju to move at the moment. Everywhere was flooded and there were only a few places to stay. He agreed very much with Sha Yuji's tactics. Facing Luo Cheng's almost abnormal athletic ability, he overwhelmed the Penxing cult and was able to effectively block his space for movement. They swam quickly to the Penxing sect's main hall, where there were 2 little girls watching secretly. However, before they could swim to the main hall, Luo Cheng's body strangely floated vertically from the water, and then stood firmly in the water, as if walking on flat ground. Yes, it just floated up, not by its own force, as if the flood was repelling him and lifting him to the horizontal surface. Similar to the abilities in the story, 150 of the 9 tails correspond to one ability. In this case, it will be easy to handle. As soon as the words fell, a huge wave was set off, which was triggered by Luo Cheng's action. Tap 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 tap. Under the expressions of Mimi Liju and others who had seen a ghost, Luo Cheng stepped on the water and ran forward, and his speed was actually a step faster than before. Luo Cheng ran wildly for a distance, and then with a bang sound, he stepped on the water and quickly jumped into the air, setting off huge waves that crashed around him. Once again, hundreds of cursed spirit armies pressed down. When Luo Cheng saw this, golden ripples gathered, like thunderbolts shining on his fist. Ripple run! With a loud shout, Luo Cheng blasted into the sky, blasting dozens of cursed spirits with just one punch. Almost at the same time, Luo Cheng also grabbed the Tianyu sword with his other hand and swept it out. Through the conductivity of the ripples, dozens of cursed spirits could be destroyed with each blow. In the dark army of cursed spirits, the golden ripples are as bright as the sun. Luo Cheng's physical body is comparable to a mountain. Even such a huge army of cursed spirits cannot shake him at all. Instead, he keeps beating him like he is chopping melons and vegetables. Pervert. Mi Liju and others in the distance cursed. This is a true humanoid Tyrannosaurus Rex. Sha Yuji's cursed spirit army has many first-level cursed spirits. Facing one alone will make them feel stressed. Now he is being beaten like a balloon by Luo Cheng, which will burst at the first touch. So fast, it's too late. Sha Yuji marveled at Luo Cheng's terrifying combat power. At this time, Luo Cheng was attacking cursed spirit much faster than before. He could not delay the end of the opponent's prediction of the future, and he would not be able to launch Luo Cheng's unexpected attack. While thinking, Luo Cheng had already fought his way out of the army of cursed spirits, bathed in the blood of cursed spirits, and pointed directly at the incarnation of Tamamo. Don't even think about it. Seeing that Luo Cheng's target was his special cursed spirit, Sha Yuji, who knew Luo Cheng was strong in close combat, immediately controlled the cursed spirit to fly towards him and transformed into Tamamo Mei to resist Luo Cheng's offensive. This is a cursed spirit with a weird shape. Its body is like a shield and it looks like a turtle. It looks very hard at first glance. The ripples of immortality are running fast. As if Luo Cheng couldn't see it, the golden ripples gathered on his left fist and he blasted it with all his strength. The overbearing blow hit the cursed spirit firmly, but the expected collision was not seen. The cursed spirit hit by Luo Cheng was safe and sound, but the incarnation Tamamo Mei who was hidden behind was blasted out of the chest. A big hole. Is he injured before transforming into Tamamo? How is that possible? Sha Yuji opened his eyes wide, stepped on an eagle cursed spirit, and came for support. The incarnation of Tamamo Mei is his absolute ace, the cursed spirit. Once it dies, he has no chance of winning. But he ignored the existence of the Crimson King BCFE. When he came over with Yuyun in hand, the Red King immediately shot out from Luo Cheng's side, hitting him with both fists like a torrential rain, forcing him to defend passively. At this time, Luo Cheng had already reached the vicinity of the incarnation of Tamamo. He swung his sword and with a puff, one of the 9 tails of the special cursed spirit was cut off. Roar. It let out an angry roar and dodged immediately. The peerless ferocious man in front of him has never been seen before in his lifetime, and he cannot be faced with it head-on. Don't try to escape. Luo Cheng launched a fierce pursuit with a knife and shouted, "King Crimson." The Crimson King got the order, punched Sha Yuji away, opened his arms, and disrupted the flow of time. Sha Yuji guessed what was going to happen next, but was unable to resist it. Just like a year ago when he couldn't protect Riko Tenuki, he could only watch the other party take away the astral plasma. At this moment, facing Luo Cheng's completely transcendent time technique, he could only watch helplessly. No, he was not even qualified to watch. Time deletion is activated again. The chance to escape before Luo Su was eliminated the time for pursuit. To an outsider, it seemed as if he had skipped the period of running and was in front of him in just one breath. When time began to flow, the Tien Yujian in his hands swung down again, cutting off the 2 tails of Tamamo Mei in one breath. Roar. Tamamo Mei let out a shrill roar, and 1/3 of the magic power in her body was lost in a short period of time. Not only does each of its tails represent an ability, but it also has huge magical power. Without Sha Yuji's orders, he used the remaining tail to sweep out the strong wind, swept Luo Cheng away, and landed on the water, causing huge waves. But immediately Luo Cheng rushed out of the conflict water. He has the upper hand and will naturally not give his opponent a chance to reverse the situation. Who knows which of Sha Yuji's special cursed spirits will swallow other cursed spirits to restore the lost magic power. Luo Cheng struck out again, with golden ripples all over his body, like a sun rising into the sky. The incarnation of Tamamo was so angry that he didn't need Sha Yuji's command and control. With his back to the moonlight, the remaining 6 tails danced together, causing chaos in the sky and the earth. Suddenly, there was a strong wind outside the main hall of the Pengxing sect, a tsunami hit the sky, a heat wave surged, and the mountains collapsed and the ground cracked. Luo Cheng is still brave, splitting the tsunami with one axe, and sweeping away the flying boulders with the other knife, constantly healing himself with ripples, ignoring the heat wave hitting his face. Because Tianyo Tyrant himself has Jujutsu resistance, the heat wave rolling up in front of Tamamo cannot dissolve him, and the healing speed of the ripples can keep up. Closer. Luo Cheng shouted, King Crimson. Then the Red King came out of his chest, spread out his hands with all his strength, and activated the ability to delete time, bringing everything in the world to peace. Chapter 70, Suppressing the Special Level Magician. Luo Cheng pointed forward with one hand and shouted the name of the Crimson King. The next second, the Red King opened his arms and activated his strongest ability. The waves erupted from his body, covering the entire world, even the entire universe. Time, once again, was deleted. Coming. Sha Yuji is indeed one of the most outstanding genius magicians in the history of Jujutsu High School. In the constant collision with Luo Cheng, although he was always at a disadvantage, he was always suppressed by Luo Cheng. But he finally discovered the only weakness of the Crimson King's time deletion. It can't be said to be a weakness. He was indeed unable to detect what happened during the deleted period, but he was able to find flaws through some clues. For example, the boulder chopped into pieces by Luo Cheng will fall freely after losing control. During the process of Luo Cheng activating the spell, what should happen will still happen. The world will not stop turning, but will be as if it has been deleted. Everyone except Luo Cheng will lose the memory of this period of time. Now, Sha Yuji judged whether Luo Cheng's technique was activated through the subtle fluctuations of gravel falling into the water. With a plop sound, gravel dripped into the flood below like rain. Sha Yuji knew that the flow of time had returned to normal. Then, he controlled the incarnation of Tamamo to carry out an indiscriminate bombardment. The 6 tails danced at the same time, whipping up strong winds, setting off flash floods, shattering the earth, and causing huge rocks to come across the sky. This is a very thrilling scene, and the power of the special cursed spirit is fully revealed at this moment. In the distance, those watching the battle felt a chill on their backs and cold sweat dripping from their foreheads. Being so far apart, they all felt the strong fluctuations in the center of the battlefield, like an energy storm. If they entered now, they would probably be strangled to pieces within a second. Even if he is on the outside of the court, let alone Luo Cheng in the center, it is difficult to imagine how he can keep up. This special grade cursed spirit is extraordinary because it is an imaginary cursed spirit. To a certain extent, it can be said that it was created by humans. Therefore, there are as many as 9 kinds of abilities. Even if 3 tails are cut off by Luo Cheng, he can still have such an indiscriminate large-scale power. Bang! Luo Cheng opened and closed, like a victor, bathed in golden ripples, and fought forward with the Crimson King. He unfolded all the huge boulders coming from the sky. The wounds caused by the heat wave were hard to damage and were constantly repaired by the healing of the ripples. He fought all the way through. Although he faced several attacks at the same time, they could not stop him at all. Monster. Sha Yuji's expression changed, and he held a 3-section stick in the clouds to meet the enemy, but was caught by Luo Cheng with one hand. Yuyun, that's not how it's used. Indifferent words make people feel cold inside. Luo Cheng used his arm force and snatched Yuyun from Sha Yuji's hand. Then, holding the 3-section stick in one hand, he smashed it hard, hit the tail of Tamamo Mei who came for support, and shot him down. Sha Yuji followed closely behind, and was volleyed by Luo Cheng. In the flood below, 2 huge waves splashed up, as if deep water torpedoes had been detonated. Master Shiyu was shot down. Impossible, Master Shiyu, who has an army of cursed spirits and is assisted by special grade cursed spirits, will not lose. The 2 little girls, Mimiko and Nanako, didn't believe it. In their minds, Sha Yuji is a godlike existence. Luo Cheng's bravery broke their illusions. He quickly swooped down and launched a pursuit. Sha Yuji saw it, opened his hands, and more black vortexes surged again, and cursed spirits shot out of them to attack Luo Cheng. Even if you have twice as much cursed spirit, you will still be defeated. Luo Cheng's expression was full of solemnity, and Yuyun was like another weapon in his hands, completely different from how Sha Yuji used it. Facing the army of cursed spirits coming from all directions, Luo Cheng danced his hands one after another, and the three-section stick seemed to come alive. In a daze, the cursed spirits of the Ten Song dynasty fell from the midair. Finally, Luo Cheng thrust out with all his strength, connected the three-section stick of Yuyun into one, skewered dozens of cursed spirits, and then injected them into ripples to burn them all. Sha Yuji's expression changed wildly, the person in front of him was too powerful. The last person who gave him this feeling was his former companion Gojo Satoru. After the astral body incident passed, Gojo Satoru understood the core of the curse, and with his extraordinary talent, he completely mastered all the spells of the Gojo clan. His use of spells has reached an extreme level. Every time he activates a spell, his power consumption is close to nothing. With the rapid progress in mastering the reversal technique, he can always maintain an unlimited defensive posture, because the reversal technique will continue to repair his brain, and there is no need to worry about the brain being burned out due to excessive thinking. Then, Gojo Satoru became a special-level Jujutsu master, and became the strongest in the contemporary era. He no longer needs help from anyone to perform tasks. As long as he is given a coordinate, any cursed spirit can be exorcised. Please give me flowers. Now, Luo Cheng also gives Sha Yuji such a feeling. Predict the future and change the future. An invincible technique that can be called a weapon of the law of cause and effect, innately invincible. His blood energy has been trained to the point of being inhuman. He can blast away the body of the special cursed spirit with just one punch, and has the lethality to rival Black Flash. The problem is that the conditions for activating Black Flash are extremely demanding, and no one has been able to activate it continuously so far. Just an ordinary punch from Luo Cheng has destructive power close to that of Black Flash. While thinking, Luo Cheng killed him with one strike, fell from the sky, and slashed down with his long sword. 0. As if he had a telepathic connection, Chobao spit out his soul-releasing knife before the attack came, and Sha Yuji pulled it out to resist. Boom. There was a loud bang, and huge waves rose into the sky. Luo Cheng slashed his sword, and it was so powerful that it only shook the flood away, revealing its original appearance, and the two of them briefly saw the ground. The soul-releasing knife is not used like this. When Luo Cheng saw the familiar cursed tool, his mind flashed back for a moment because he had been hit by this knife many times in the past. He summoned the Crimson King and firmly grasped Sha Yuji's arm, like an iron plier, forcing him to let go of the soul-release knife. Later, Luo Cheng snatched the soul-releasing knife and activated time deletion to get behind the incarnation of Tamamo. Let Sha Yuji see the true power of the soul-release sword. Shua shua shua. Ah! In front of the transformed Tamamo, he roared angrily, with a hint of panic. Just now, 3 more of its tails were cut off, leaving only the last 3. What's more, in addition to ignoring all hardness effects, the soul-release sword also has the ability to directly attack the soul. Those 3 swords just now were used to kill the special-level cursed spirit, which made me feel afraid. At this point, the battle can be declared over. Sha Yuji does not have the perfect closed loop to break the Crimson King's ability. He can't beat Gojo Satoru, and he can't beat Luo Cheng. You and Satoru have the power to change the world, why don't you try to do something for this world? At this moment, what he was thinking about was still his own righteousness, which was to free the Jujutsu world from the 1000-year curse. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 71, Death of Sha Yuji. Since you have the power to change everything, why don't you try to change the world and free it from the endless curse? These are the deepest words in Sha Yuji's heart. He didn't understand why he hadn't made any changes after experiencing so many sad things. Gojo Satoru, Luo Cheng too. In Sha Yuji's view, they were like possessing unrivaled naughty children, doing whatever they wanted and doing whatever they wanted, without assuming responsibilities commensurate with their combat power. If this continues, sooner or later this world will collapse in the endless curse of each other. Then just let it collapse. What? Sha Yuji looked at Luo Cheng in disbelief. Is the person in front of me really indifferent to everything except himself? Don't be too arrogant, Sha Yuji, your ideal world will not appear. A world where only jujutsu masters exist. Have you ever thought about what it would look like the 80 kings? Without the threat of cursed spirit, the world will indeed have a brief period of peace, but without non-magicians, do you think the world can still function normally? What would the world be like without those monkeys? Sha Yuji was very talented and immediately thought of many things from Luo Cheng's words. No, since they have extraordinary power, they should no longer imagine that they can work like normal people. Without non-magicians to develop resources, work, food and drinking water will even become problems. Luo Cheng spoke calmly, as if he had seen through everything. Just like ordinary people who have worked hard all their lives and suddenly find that they can easily earn money that they could not imagine before from the stock market, they will not look back and pick up the hoe again. The same goes for magicians. How dare you ask a group of magicians who have mastered extraordinary powers to give up the right to exercise their talents and be willing to be farmers? Taking a step back, even if there are only magicians left in this world, how can you be sure that the dispute will definitely end? Didn't your teacher tell you how humans evolved from apes to humans to dominate this planet? Our ancestors have been competing, fighting, and cursing each other with other creatures on the earth since they were not enlightened. You are too arrogant, Sha Yuji. Don't think that your wisdom can surpass all the ancients. Power, material, money, cars and beauties, all it takes is one reason, a very simple reason, for human beings to fall into a fight. Boom. Luo Cheng's words were like thunder exploding in Sha Yuji's ears, making him suddenly wake up, or in other words, he finally remembered. He has been smart since he was a child, and has been more mature than his peers since he can remember. How could he not know that human emotions cannot be given up? As the Buddhist saying goes, Buddha saves those who are destined to be saved. Is this trying to save a destined person? After all, aren't there too many people who can't let go of their greed? It's just that he was exposed to the darkness of the jujutsu world too early, and he witnessed with his own eyes how cruel non-jujutsu masters treated jujutsu masters, which made him feel the same way. He was also a magician, but in the end he discovered that the humans he swore to protect throughout his life only regarded them as magicians, as aliens. At that moment, no, after the astral body incident, his mind became distorted and his belief was shaken. He just kept telling himself that this was right and suppressed those terrible thoughts. In the end, the shackles were opened by Kuju Yuki's words and the crazy thoughts in his mind were released. Don't always talk about righteousness. In the final analysis, you just want to kill people and kill those you think are aliens. Luo Cheng's eyes were like a knife, as if they could pierce Sha Yuji's heart and make his pupils waver. But he would not give the opponent a chance. He did not forget that he was still fighting and killed him with golden ripples all over his body. Luo Cheng continued to use his sword, and the soul-releasing sword in his hand was like a sickle used by the god of death to harvest souls, and then asked for Sha Yuji's life. Puff puff puff. Wounds began to appear on Sha Yuji's body, on his hands, legs, chest, and back, and soon he became a bloody man. And before his special cursed spirit transformed into Tamamo, as his tail was cut off continuously, the power of the curse quickly drained away, leaving only 3 of the 9 abilities, making him even more unable to resist Luo Cheng. Following its 3 shrill and frightening screams, its last remaining tail was cut off. In the distance, Mi Liju and others' eyes were split open. Sha Yuji, whom they hailed as a god, was being beaten so hard that they were knocked unconscious. Go and save Master Sha Yu. The 2 little girls, Mimiko and Nanako, burst into anxious tears. As soon as they reminded them, Riku Naki, Manami Yingda and others came to their senses and quickly rushed to the battlefield to save Sha Yuji. As for repelling Luo Cheng, they dare not dream about it. Even Sha Yuji, a super magician, was beaten so brutally that they could only die if they went up. Of course, if they could trade their own lives for Sha Yuji's, they would have no regrets. Stop it. Nima Riju ran over quickly. At this time, there is no shadow for it to activate the magician, because the surrounding areas are flooded. When Luo Cheng heard the noise, several handfuls popped out of the ring and flew towards him. The Red King grabbed them and tried to move them out. Stop. Please let them go. Sha Yuji was already covered in blood and had been beaten to the point where he lost the ability to continue fighting. But he insisted on standing and let Cho Bao spit out and hand over the last Wanli Suo and the Tian Ni Bo that Luo Cheng was determined to win. Luo Cheng paused. He firmly believes that if you cut the grass without removing the root, it will grow again when the spring breeze blows. But when he glanced at the two little girls Mimiko and Nanako, he still retracted the throwing knife that was about to be thrown. Thanks. These are your last words. Others can let it go, because no matter how hard they try, they cannot threaten themselves, but Genyuji is different. No, I just want to know what is the will of heaven. You shouldn't ask me this kind of thing. Poof. Luo Cheng left no room for chance and cut off Sha Yuji's head with one strike. A generation of super magicians bid farewell to this world forever. Then, looking at Sha Yuji's followers who were rushing towards him like crazy, he stood still and let the Crimson King knock them all away. And he himself crushed the ugly treasure with one hand and turned around and left. I only give you one chance. Whether you can survive or not depends on you. After saying that, Sha Yuji's body erupted violently, and the cursed spirits that he had recovered all fell into riots at the moment Sha Yuji died. Point 2.2. P.S. Thanks to Literary Xiao Shura for the 100 VIP reward. Thanks to my editor for the 100 VIP reward from the good-humored prodigal son. That's stingy. It should be higher. Thanks to KK and Shu for their reminder votes. Thanks to my brothers for their monthly votes, flowers, review votes. It's been a long time since I've watched a TV series. I recently opened UC, TikTok, etc., and it was full of news about blooming flowers. My family also recommended it, so I decided to watch it. As soon as I saw it, I was hooked. The business war part is really enjoyable and refreshing. It seems reasonable. It's really good looking, the only problem is Black Mirror King. I've never been able to match his airwaves. The parts one recall are still the same as the original King of Sunglasses. People who love to watch them will find it great. Like me, I just feel that he is showing off his skills. The shots are well shot. Movies it raises the level of the TV series, but I just don't like it. In the future, if domestic dramas are filmed like this, my TV will probably have to be turned on frequently to prevent it from getting dusty. Laugh. Chapter 72, Gojo Satoru. I don't know when the color was hidden in the dark clouds, and the flood caused by the spell in front of Tamamo also faded away. Sha Yuji died and left this world forever. His body was also separated and lay silently on the ground, covered in his own blood, with a silent desolation. His followers rushed over quickly with sad faces, but before they even got close, the cursed spirit, which had lost the restraints of Sha Yuji, began to riot and broke free from his body. Lord Sha Yu. Don't go there. The cursed spirit in his body will go berserk and lose its restraints. This place will soon become a hell and a paradise for cursed spirits. Although Mi Liju was sad and wanted to recover Sha Yuji's body, they were not Luo Cheng and did not have the combat experience to defeat the spirit army. Even if the most dangerous special grade cursed spirit was killed by Luo Cheng, they would not be able to get past it. Let's go quickly, we can't wait any longer. With tears in his eyes, he hugged the two little girls tightly and led them away quickly. Roar 12. Sure enough, in the next second, cursed spirits rushed out of Sha Yuji's body, like wild beasts breaking free from their cages, roaring in anger. In the blink of an eye, Pangsing sect was occupied by countless cursed spirits, like a piece of magic land, and the cursed spirits everywhere roared again, which was shocking. At the same time, Jujutsu High School. Yaga Masamiki called Gojo Satoru as quickly as possible. In case of emergency, go to Pangsing to teach immediately. What happened? It's not clear yet. This is the latest news from Tianyuan. A large number of cursed spirits have appeared in the Pangsing sect and gone berserk. The astral body was killed a year ago, but Tianyuan did not go berserk and the situation was still stable. And because all the barriers in Tokyo have been reinforced and transformed by him, Tianyuan can know everything that happens near the barriers immediately. This is also the reason why he claims to be omniscient. He can understand everything that happens in Tokyo and even Japan through the barrier without leaving home. Just now, violent fluctuations in curse power appeared near Pangsing sect, and countless cursed spirits suddenly appeared and went berserk, like 100 ghosts walking in the night. Only Gojo Satoru can solve such an emergency. Pangsing cult. What did those guys do again? Gojo Satoru obviously has not forgotten what happened there a year ago, which changed his friend's life, and he has no good impression of this place. He climbed up from the bed unhurriedly, locked a position, activated teleportation, and arrived at the Blue Star sect in the blink of an eye. Then, what he saw in front of him made him stunned. It looks like some kind of war happened here, everything is dilapidated. The once glorious Penxing sect was beaten to pieces and was filled with cracks both internally and externally. Countless cursed spirits were entrenched in it, and the hellish scene opened his eyes. Gojo Satoru took off his sunglasses and complained, "What are you doing? Are you having a party?" There were hundreds or even thousands of cursed spirits appearing in front of him, and the scale was the largest he had ever seen. Boom, boom, boom. The next second, an overwhelming offensive came, and the spirits had already discovered the intruder. Gojo Satoru is fearless and has an unchanging face. It is difficult for any jujutsu to touch him, and he is isolated without any lower limit. He carefully put away his sunglasses, and then rushed into the army of cursed spirits. He moved his hands repeatedly, and the unlimited extension skills of Kang and he were hit one after another by him. Each move will annihilate dozens of cursed spirits. After a while, he cleared away all the cursed spirits inside and outside the Penxing sect. The power of the most powerful magician in the contemporary era is fully demonstrated at this moment. It's really troublesome. Now I have to take a shower again when I go back. Except for an army of cursed spirits, Gojo Satoru didn't feel the pressure, and his level was too far behind. Suddenly, he glanced downwards, as if he had seen something interesting. There is a corpse there. If I remember correctly, it is the exclusive cassock of the leader of the Penxing sect. When I walked over and took a look, the original smile on the corner of my mouth suddenly stiffened. What caught his eye was not the leader of the Penxing sect, but his good friend Changyuji. There were stab wounds everywhere on the body, and the blood was almost drained. He had been dead for a while, and his head was cut off, lying quietly not far from the body. The doubt is solved. Why did such a large-scale cursed spirit rampage occur in Tokyo? It was because Sha Yuji was killed and the subdued cursed spirit lost its restraints and broke free. Jujutsu High School. A morgue. Gojo Satoru brought Sha Yuji's body back here, and Ieri Shoko cleaned it up and sewed the severed head back to the neck. The night was so deep that Tokyo was so dark that even if there were lights, it looked gloomy. Gojo Satoru was sitting outside the morgue, with an expression that could not tell if Yuan Shang was not someone else. They were once the best friends, but now they are separated forever. Even if he has the best, he can't change it. Even though he knew that Sha Yuji had fallen and that death might be better for the world than living, he still felt sad. Ieri Shoko and Yaga Masamiki also walked out at this time. What happened? I don't know, Jay was already dead when I passed by. His death was also the cause of cursed spirits' large-scale rampage. Gojo 890 was distraught. When was the last time you saw Sha Yuji? I can't remember exactly, but it didn't take long anyway. The two of them parted ways on the streets of Tokyo, heading towards their respective chosen paths. He continued to act as a jujutsu master, while Sha Yuji became a curse user. I only know that those old people in high schools must be very happy now. Thinking of the faces of those high-level officials, Gojo felt even more disgusted. The idea that Jujutsu College must be reformed became even stronger. How can you be happy? The person who died now was a super magician. Yaga Masamiki wears sunglasses even at night. He was in a very bad mood now. On the one hand, his proud disciple died, and on the other hand, it was naturally because of the appearance of a terrible enemy. Natsu Yuji is the only 3 special-level jujutsu masters in Tokyo. Without Gojo Satoru and Kuju Yuki, he can't think of anyone who can kill him. Don't you have to think about it? It must be that guy. He's back again. Luo Cheng. There was no need to think. The moment he saw Sha Yuji's body, Luo Cheng's face that kept strangers away automatically popped into Gojo Satoru's mind. Among curse users, he is the only one with the combat power to kill Sha Yuji. Chapter 73. Return of the God of Killing. Although 1 year has passed since the astral event, the impact has not dissipated and is still fermenting. For example, the question of how to assimilate Tianyuan after it loses its astral body, has it completed its evolution? Jujutsu High School doesn't need to worry yet, because Tianyuan's condition is relatively stable and there are no mistakes. The other is Sha Yuji's rebellion. Due to this incident, his belief was shaken, and he embarked on a different path from before, betraying Jujutsu High School. Finally, Fueihshi's death. Ever since that battle, Luo Cheng seemed to have disappeared from the world. He could not be found in the past year, as if he had left Japan. But they will not forget that Luo Cheng is Fueihshi's only disciple. If anyone among the curse users has the power to kill Sha Yuji, it must be Luo Cheng. He was at the pinnacle of the first-level magician in the first grade, but he could defeat Sha Yuji at that time head-on, with astonishing combat power. Luo Cheng. Yaga Masamiki whispered softly, this famous minister who is both strange and familiar. Since Jujutsu High School was founded, he is the only curse user who has managed to escape unscathed despite trying hard. At just under 20 years old, he was already superior to countless magicians, including him, the principal of Jujutsu High School. And youth means endless potential. Now that 1 year has passed, he has become stronger, and even a super magician has been defeated by him. He's coming with bad intentions. Yaga Masamiki said solemnly, you have to be careful, his target is probably you. Ah, don't you think about it. I killed his teacher a year ago, and he must want revenge when he comes back this time. Why? It just so happens that I also have an account to settle with him. Gojo Satoru raised his head and looked at the mortuary room, as if he could see the body of his friend inside through the cement wall. It is not the face that is sad, but the heart. The moment he saw Sha Yuji's body, he couldn't help but think, if he had been more determined to stop his friend, he would have discovered his friend's abnormality faster, wouldn't everything be different? He stood up, walked into the morgue, picked up the body and took it away, just like he walked out of the Penxing sect with Riko Tenuki's body a year ago. The difference is that his pupils were dull at the time, but now they are sharp. Luo Cheng, W. The other party's face emerged from his memory, as if he was standing in front of him. Riko Tenai a year ago is now Gong Yuji. The other party is always touching his reverse scales. Kill you. Came back. In Mei Mei's apartment, she felt at the moment Luo Cheng came back. There is a strong smell of blood in the air. Did you get what you asked for? Well, one is quite a lot. Where's Mr. Sha Yu? Died. After Mei Mei heard this, she was silent for a while and then lay back down again, as if she had expected it. Perhaps, this is the best result. Sha Yuji has a kind nature and a strong sense of responsibility. Letting his hands continue to be stained with the blood of innocent people may not be torture for him. That's good, let him be relieved. You are all too tired from living. Mei Mei sighed silently. She is not unable to understand the emotions and bonds between people, including the emotions of moving towards the desires in the heart like a moth to a flame. It's just that it's too tiring to live like that. Life passes by for decades, so why let yourself live so hard? She is like a wise man who sees through the fireworks of the world and lives a carefree life. When you think about it, you're just like everyone else. That's true, I have indeed become a little different recently. I was worried just now that you would not come back. Suddenly hearing this, Luo Cheng's footsteps paused. This is not like love words, but it is better than love words. He looked back at Mei Mei, who had a half-smiling expression on her face, which seemed to be teasing, but also seemed to be deliberately concealing, making it difficult for people to see what she was thinking in her heart. It feels like in a basketball game, she broke through with the ball, but when you followed her, she took another step back. Goblin. Luo Cheng went into the bathroom to take a shower. As for Mei Mei, when she saw his figure disappear, she retracted her expression and covered her rapidly beating heart with mixed emotions. It was as if she was expecting something, yet she was so frightened. She knew that she was afraid of being rejected, so like other girls, she backed down for the sake of boring self-esteem. As for Luo Cheng, he was also in a very quiet mood, and his heartstrings were moved by a simple word. The cold tap water kept washing over his body, washing away the murderous aura, and he began to think about his relationship with Mei Mei. Just wait a little longer. He told himself that there was one more thing that needed to be completed without distraction. The second day. A huge storm blew through Tokyo. A super magician was killed, which was a big deal. Jujutsu High School did not conceal the death of Gen Yuji, and announced in a high-profile manner that the traitor Sha Yuji of Jujutsu High School had been executed. Moreover, they did not specify who killed Sha Yuji, but vaguely revealed that Gen Yuji's body was handled by Gojo Ching himself. This makes it difficult not to imagine that the super magician Sha Yuji was killed by Gojo Satoru. Have you heard? That traitor from the high school, Sha Yuji, was killed last night. I did hear that. It is said that Gojo Satoru personally killed his former companion. Good kill. Ever since he massacred a village of ordinary people, Sha Yuji has been the worst curse user. If you continue to let him go, it will only increase more casualties. You can't say that. After all, he was also our former colleague. I have talked with him. He is an excellent magician. No matter how outstanding you are still a curse user. Sha Yuji's betrayal was a big blow to the prestige of the college. Because such an incident has never happened in Jujutsu High School, killing a village as a Jujutsu master, many senior officials of Jujutsu High School were questioned by the above because of this incident. For this reason, they had to take immediate action and issue a killing order to Sha Yuji. There was no room for relaxation. Now that he is dead, the senior leaders of Jujutsu High School will have an explanation to their superiors. It is said that they reported the good news to their superiors overnight, announced the death of Sha Yuji in the Jujutsu world, and re-established the prestige of Jujutsu High School. Even a super magician can't shake Jujutsu High School. That Sha Yuji is actually dead. Qianqianhao. Did Gojo Satoru do it? That should be the case. Apart from him, who else in Tokyo can kill a super magician now? It can't be him. He and Sha Yuji have a close relationship. If he wanted to kill him, he would have been killed long ago. Why wait until now? Yes, I have been to the scene of the battle. Although there were fluctuations in the power of Gojo Satoru's spell, the scene was covered with a large number of slash marks. It was someone else who killed Sha Yuji. Don't forget, Master Luo Cheng has returned. You mean, Sha Yuji was killed by Lord Luo Cheng? It must be true. Gojo Satoru killed Master Luo Cheng's teacher a year ago, and now he comes back to kill Gojo Satoru's friends. It is natural. This is a discussion by Awasaka Urliong and others. There is no airtight wall in the world. The news of Luo Cheng's return could not be hidden from them. After all, on the first day back, Mei took him everywhere to rob. Sha Yuji's death was most likely caused by Luo Cheng. That is to say, Master Luo Cheng has entered the ranks of special-level people. Chapter 74, Undercurrent. Luo Cheng is back. This news makes curse users led by Awasaka Urliong and Ogamipo excited. Although Luo Cheng had set a time limit for them to enter Jujutsu High School in 3 years, they had not received any news from Luo Cheng for the past year, and they were always unsteady in their work. Fortunately, now he is back, and as soon as he came back he made a huge noise, killed a super magician, and shocked the entire Jujutsu world. How long has it been? How long has it been in the Jujutsu world without the death of a super magician? A super magician represents ultimate power in the world of Jujutsu. Luo Cheng's defeat of Sha Yuji was the greatest encouragement to curse user. This will help them with their next work and gather enough manpower faster. Hurry up and take advantage of the news that Master Luo Cheng killed Sha Yuji to spread, and find as many like-minded people as possible. In addition, spread the news that Sha Yuji died at the hands of Master Luo Cheng. I know, I'll have someone do it as soon as possible. Awasaka Urliong discussed with Ogama and others, and the opinions were quickly reached. Taking advantage of Luo Cheng's defeat of super magician Sha Yuji, gather as many curse users as possible to store up strength for the war 2 years later. As a result, the news that Sha Yuji died not at the hands of Jujutsu specialist Gojo Satoru, but at the hands of Luo Cheng in 513 once again swept the Jujutsu world. The latest news is that the special magician Sha Yuji was not killed by Gojo Satoru, but died at the hands of Luo Cheng. Real or false, who did you listen to? It's those guys from Jiro Awasaka. They said that Luo Cheng is back, and I have also been to the scene. There are a lot of slashes left by Cursed Tool. It is indeed not Gojo's love battle. No wonder, I was still wondering before. Gojo Satoru and Sha Yuji were classmates and often appeared on missions together. How could he ruthlessly kill his friend? Now it makes sense. The person who did it was Luo Cheng. What should I do? I heard that guys like Awasaka Jiro are gathering a large number of people. Maybe there will be a big move. Do you want to join? Of course I want to join. Although there is no accurate news, their relationship with Luo Cheng is definitely not simple. I will participate in the next big move no matter what. This is the exchange between Curse users after getting the latest news. Curse users are a very crazy group of people, relatively normal people, all running to become Jujutsu masters. So when they learned that Awasaka Erliong and the others were recruiting a large number of people in BCFJ, and that Luo Cheng, a peerless warrior, was leading the team, many people chose to join them. Of course, there are also a large number of people who choose to wait and see and do not want to swim in this muddy water. However, this is enough for Awasaka Erliong and others, and the speed of recruiting manpower has been greatly increased. What do these curse users want to do? They are gathering troops in such a high-profile manner. Did they want to start a war with Jujutsu High School? HMPH, a group of stragglers, even if they gather together, what kind of trouble can they cause? Don't be careless. If their leader is that Luo Cheng, this matter must be handled carefully. Jujutsu High School. Almost all the senior executives who control the authority in the Jujutsu world gathered together today to discuss the recent frequent activities of Curse user. If this is just a Curse user, they are not worried. They are just some stragglers. Even if they gather together, they cannot unite like Jujutsu High School and suppress the riot easily. Of course, this was in the past, but it cannot be ignored now. All of this certainly stems from Luo Cheng's return and Sha Yuji's death. No one knows the value of a super magician better than them, which is comparable to the nuclear weapons of the 5 major countries, and is rarer than pandas. Because of this, the position of the super magician in the world of Jujutsu is irreplaceable and represents the ultimate in Jujutsu. But now, a newly minted super magician has been killed, which has to be taken seriously by the Jujutsu experts. The Curse user army led by Luo Cheng is a completely different threat than the Curse user army without Luo Cheng. Anyway, let's figure out their purpose first. How to do it? Those Curse users are scattered all over the country, and they have a special black network to transmit information. They are extremely resistant to us. Will those lunatics tell us their plans obediently? Although Awasaka Erliong and others acted in a high-profile manner, they never revealed their true purpose. So even though the entire Jujutsu world knew they were making big moves, the collective never knew. Those who tried to find out the information were either killed or seriously injured. Those who survived and joined their camp were all lunatics who were not afraid of trouble. Even if they don't tell us, we still have to investigate. Instruct people to go down and find out the purpose of these curse users. We must understand their plans. The rain is coming. This day, the entire Jujutsu world seems to be cast into a shadow. The large-scale activities of curse users gave the Jujutsu division a sense of the calm before the storm. There was no conflict between the two parties on the surface, but secretly they were wary of each other. For a time, the whole of Tokyo was filled with a chilling atmosphere. Even the cursed spirit felt it and lurked. You made such a big fuss as soon as you came back. Now it's better. The whole of Tokyo and even Japan know that something big is going to happen. Luo Cheng never said anything about his plans. But not many smart people can guess it. Isn't it good? This way you can take the opportunity to make more money and extort bigger money. That's it, even I am not absolutely sure that I can survive such a war. Jujutsu division and curse user are in full battle. This kind of thing has never happened before in the entire history of Jujutsu world. The largest battle among them was the battle with Ryomen Sukuna 1,000 years ago. In that battle, the Jujutsu divisions mobilized almost all their forces to encircle and suppress Sukuna, but were defeated. Now, Luo Cheng is going to lead an army of curse users to invade Jujutsu High School, which is no less than launching a revolution. Curse user challenged the Jujutsu division for the first time. Regardless of the outcome, this battle will affect the next pattern of the Jujutsu world and will be recorded in history forever. Luo Cheng, the curse user leader who initiated this revolution, is destined to be remembered by everyone. I won't let you die. Luo Cheng turned around and said to her. He said similar words a year ago, but this time Mei heard another meaning. It's not just a cooperative relationship, it needs to be more intimate. Chapter 75, Manpower. Mei had heard similar words a year ago. But this time, she heard another meaning in Luo Cheng's words. It was not only a cooperative relationship, but also a bit more intimate, which made her feel an unprecedented feeling. A feeling of being protected. A few simple words are more beautiful than sweet words and vows of eternal love. Let's go, I'm going to Arita. Well, remember to come back for dinner tonight, I'll cook. Mei Mei seemed to be in a good mood. She wanted to cook for her and told Luo Cheng to come back. She said goodbye to Luo Cheng with a smile. There was a threat hidden in her smile, giving people the feeling that she would never come to see you. New. Luo Cheng turned around and walked out of the door, and soon found Cheng Urchin. How's it going? Master Luo Cheng, you are finally back. When Awasaka Erliong saw him, he knelt on one knee and bowed his head like the most ardent believer. He is really excited now. Luo Cheng, who was a first-level magician a year ago, has the combat power to kill a special-level magician a year later. Such amazing potential made him, Ogamipo and other curse users see hope. The hope of a curse user to rule the world of Jujutsu, the era of curse user, will be realized under the leadership of Luo Cheng. True freedom. How many people have you gathered in 1 year? Luo Cheng sat at the front seat very comfortably, looking down at Awasaka Erliong and others below. These people are his earliest followers, and the rest are scattered throughout Japan to prevent the target from becoming too big and attracting the attention of the Jujutsu world. However, the major events that have occurred in recent days have attracted the attention of Jujutsu High School. This kind of dispersion is more like avoiding being single-handedly taken over. They don't plan to start a war with Jujutsu High School now before the time comes. Thanks to you for killing the super magician Sha Yuji, we have been able to gather more manpower faster these days than in the past year combined. Sha Yuji's immortality not only allowed Luo Cheng to recycle Fueishier's cursed tool, but also allowed curse users to see the possibility. Many curse users who are crazy to the core but not completely stupid have joined their camp. Give me a specific number. At present, our manpower has reached 100 people, most of whom are second-level curse users, and there are only 10 first-level curse users. The weakness of curse user is here, lack of systematic training, no one to lead and teach. Even a curse user who has the potential to be a level 1 magician will stay above the level 2 level magician for this reason. In addition, the industry of curse user is much more dangerous than that of Jujutsu division. Their threats include not only Jujutsu division and cursed spirit, but also attacks from curse user. In the final analysis, curse users are all crazy people who are looking for money or excitement. For the sake of commissions and bounties, many people got into disputes, and many people died in such internal fights. So it's no wonder that Jujutsu High School despises curse user so much, it really doesn't pose a threat. But things are different now. Luo Cheng has raised the banner, and now the curse users who have joined his team have a common goal and will no longer continue to fight among themselves. Too little. Luo Cheng was not satisfied with the result. The difference between a magician and a magician is huge. It is as if the first-level magician and the first-level magician are separated by heaven and earth, and the gap between the first-level magician and the second-level magician is not much smaller. Only 10 first-level magicians are not enough to resist the Jujutsu experts. Among the big 3 sorcerer families, that is, the Gojo family, the Zenin group, and the Kamo family are all talented people. The number of first-level sorcerers in a single family is probably greater than this number. I'm very sorry, Mr. Luo Cheng, but we have tried our best. Curse users are people who are used to being alone, especially curse users who are at the level of first-level magicians. They don't like to be in groups. Erliong Awasaka said. Out of your own difficulties. What's the saying? There are many incense burners and many ghosts. Curse user is engaged in the business of killing people in exchange for money. One more person is not more helpers, but one more penny. Therefore, most capable curse users are accustomed to working alone. This is your business. There are still 2 years left. If we can't recruit enough people, I will fire you. Luo Cheng didn't care so much. A surging murderous aura erupted from his body, shocking Erliong Awasaka and others into a cold sweat. Request flowers 0. They have no doubt that if they cannot complete the task, they will be beheaded by Luo Cheng. Yes, Master Luo Cheng, I will definitely fulfill your request. So much the better. Buzz. Luo Cheng left just as quickly as he came. When Erliong Awasaka and others raised their heads, Luo Cheng's figure had silently disappeared from the main seat. Everyone present felt tremendous pressure, and at the same time they couldn't hide their excitement, impressed by Luo Cheng's power. They sincerely admire Luo Cheng's powerful power. Lord Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng left. Among the curse users present, there was a fair-skinned and beautiful woman with a flushed face, like T, who clamped her legs tightly. 0. Others have long been accustomed to it. The reason why she joined was just because she heard that Luo Cheng was the strongest curse user, nothing more. Jujutsu masters are all lunatics, and curse user is even more lunatic among lunatics. Some people seek wealth, some seek S***x, and some simply worship power. This woman was the third party. She was so strong that the murderous intention exuded by Luo Cheng did not frighten her. Instead, it made her heart surge with excitement, almost to the point of being exposed. Stop being a nymphomaniac. Mr. Luo Cheng will not look down on a woman like you who is so frivolous, or. Phew. Before Awasaka Aryang could finish his words, his lower abdomen was pierced. The woman who had a rippling expression just now was now indifferent, her delicate face was like a piece of ice that could not be melted, and her companion's body was pierced at the slightest disagreement. If you dare to say that again, I will make a hole in your head next time. Oh, you really dare to say it. Do you want me to punish you for Mr. Luo Cheng? Awasaka Aryang's expression remained unchanged. Now that he had mastered the reversal technique, he was only mortally wounded, which was nothing to worry about. That's enough, save some energy and hurry up to fulfill Lord Luo Cheng's request, otherwise all of us will die. Tai Shanpo was the first to leave. Luo Cheng is not a person who likes to joke. If he says he will kill them, he will never hold back. Snort. Tisk. After hearing this, the two of them put away their posture and left to gather people. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 76. The Old Monster from Thousands of Years Ago. At the same time, when Awasaka Erliong and others gathered people, Jujutsu High School inquired about the news. An old monster that survived thousands of years ago also quietly started to act. This person's name was Raso, and now his name is Itadori Kaori. Why is this happening? The reason is that Raso's original birth technique was able to transfer his brain to another person's head through brain replacement, occupying the magpie's nest, and thereby achieving immortality. This is a real old monster, a contemporary of Ryomen Sukuna, the strongest magician in history, and can be said to be one of the oldest magicians. Now, he has his eyes on another, more perfect body. Not being cremated is really a big help. This generation of Six Eyes magicians are too emotional. Well, to me, it's a good thing anyway. He whispered softly and moved forward step by step. Sha Yuji's corpse, 100, was handled by Gojo Satoru himself. According to Jujutsu High School, the best way to dispose of the body is to cremate it. Because the body of a Jujutsu master can be used after death, it is possible to become a cursed object or even a cursed spirit. Especially for Sha Yuji, a magician who reached the special level during his lifetime, the cursed object and cursed spirit transformed after death are a big trouble. But Gojo Satoru did not do that and chose to let his friend rest in peace, and his body was buried in a secret place. The people at Jujutsu High School are helpless because Gojo Satoru is too strong and has the Gojo clan behind him. No one dares to stop him from what he is determined to do. This gave Raso an opportunity. 1,000 years are enough for him to do many things, such as placing his own spies in Jujutsu High School and curse user to help him collect intelligence. Therefore, wherever Gojo Satoru buries people, he has a way of finding them. No, just a few days after Sha Yuji was buried, he came to his door. Thanks to what he did, he actually buried Sha Yuji's body in the deepest part of the barrier of Jujutsu High School. Raso moved forward slowly. For him, whose barrier skills were comparable to those of Tianyuan, the barrier of Jujutsu High School could not affect him, even the deepest barrier. He came to a mountain peak and with one move of his hand, the underground coffin broke out of the ground and was attracted by gravity. After opening the museum, it was revealed that Sha Yuji's body was inside. After being processed by Ieri Shoko, most of the body had been repaired, except for the neck where there were traces of stitching. Sha Yujun, let me fulfill your wish for you, but in return, your body now belongs to me. He stretched out his hand and gently touched Sha Yuji's remains, his expression frantic. This is a lunatic even crazier than curse user. Over the long years, he has changed several bodies. Gender and time lose their meaning in front of him, and only jujutsu can attract his attention. He quietly took away Sha Yuji's body and buried the coffin in the soil again, removing all traces, as if it had never happened before. A few days later, a brand new, Sha Yuji, reappeared in the world. Now, let's go find Luo Cheng first. Curse user or Luo Cheng's purpose can be hidden from the Jujutsu world, but not from his eyes and ears. He had already found out why Luo Cheng summoned Curse user. To gather strength to kill Gojo Satoru. I can't let something like this happen to him easily. Over the course of 1,000 years, Raso was defeated twice by the Six Eyes sorcerers. He learned one thing from it. There was a certain causal relationship between Six Eyes, Tianyuan, and the astral body. Every few hundred years, when Tianyuan's body ages and needs to be assimilated, the Six Eyes magician of the Gojo clan will be born. As if it is an innate responsibility, each generation of Six Eyes magicians will protect the astral body, smoothly allow Tianyuan to complete the assimilation, and prevent his evolution. It's not like Raso didn't try to kill the Six Eyes magician as a child in his cradle. But as long as Tianyuan needs to be assimilated, even if he kills a Six Eyes magician, the Gojo clan will immediately give birth to another brand new Six Eyes magician. The causal relationship is like an endless loop that cannot be solved, which has caused Raso to suffer for thousands of years. Because when he learned about Tianyuan's existence, he had an idea to see what kind of existence Tianyuan would become after completing his evolution. Like an immortal species, he has long since lost his humanity due to his immortality. Now, the only thing Raso is interested in is the evolution of Tianyuan. He wanted to see what form, the life form, that transcended humans and magicians would have. Are they the gods in mythology, or creatures from another dimension? Raso was deeply addicted to it and couldn't extricate himself. In order to know all the secrets, he needs Tianyuan to evolve to a state close to cursed spirit, and then use cursed spirit manipulation to control it and gain insight into all the secrets. Therefore, Sha Yuji's body or technique has become a necessary condition. Now, the first step of his plan has been completed. The assimilation of Tianyuan and the astral body has failed, and evolution will begin soon. This news is that most people in the high school don't know. Thanks to Fuhei Shier, the causal relationship between Tianyuan, the Six Eyes magician, and the astral body was broken, making it possible for his wish to come true. Heaven and Tyrant are special. Even Raso, who has lived for 1,000 years, only recently discovered that this kind of physique with absolutely zero magical power has the ability to break the shackles of fate. Although Fuhei Shier is dead now, there is another Tianhe Tyrant in the world, and he is several times more powerful than Fuhei Shier. With such a being alive, anything may happen, it is unpredictable, and the rules and destiny of the Jujutsu world may be broken by him at any time. Including killing Gojo Satoru, things that are impossible in the eyes of ordinary people can happen. He did not want Gojo Satoru to be killed so easily, because Luo Cheng's target was only Gojo Satoru, not the Six Eyes magician, and he was destined not to become an ally. If Gojo Satoru dies, who will deal with the new Six Eyes magician? It's better to die. I'm sorry, Mr. Luo Cheng, I haven't found the key item to seal Gojo Satoru yet, so I'd better ask you to die. The special grade cursed object prison gate has the ability to seal everything. This is a very important part of the Raso Plan 2.1. What's more, you also hold the key to the prison gate, Tenibo. As a special grade cursed object, prison gate Zhong has the ability to seal everything. But in the final analysis, it is still in the category of Jujutsu. Teni Hoko, which has the effect of forcing the release of spells, can break the seal of the prison gate. Luo Suo couldn't let this cursed tool fall into the hands of Luo Cheng under any circumstances. Although he has never been in contact with Luo Cheng, he has heard about this tyrant. His personality is extremely strong. If Gojo Satoru is sealed, the opponent might just break the seal and let Gojo Satoru out to kill him. As for grabbing, Luo Suo only had one life, how could Luo Cheng kill him? In the current Jujutsu world, there are two people that he cannot afford to offend at any cost. One is Gojo Satoru and the other is Luo Cheng. You can only plot secretly. Chapter 77. The rope comes to the door. Raso is very patient. His long life has made him accustomed to waiting. He did not go to Luo Cheng directly, fearing that he would be hacked to death by the murderer without even a chance to explain. I'm asking, is Awasaka, are you here? He found Awasaka Liang and others, went directly to the stronghold, and asked questions even though he knew everything. I am, you are Sha Yuji, you are not dead yet. As soon as Awasaka Liang turned around, he saw Sha Yuji's face, and his expression suddenly changed. Sha Yuji. No, I am not the Sha Yuji. Raso smiled, not aware of being in Awasaka Liang's stronghold, and looked very relaxed. I am also a curse user. I heard that you are going to have a big move soon and I want to join you. I don't know how long it took. Luo Cheng received a call from Su Cheng Liang. Lord Luo Cheng. What's up? Luo Cheng heard the abnormality in Awasaka Liang's tone. Something must have happened. 12. Sha Yuji, he found us and said he wanted to join us. Do you know what you're talking about? Luo Cheng frowned. He was very sure that Sha Yuji had been killed by him, and his corpse had been separated. Even the reversal of the spell could not cure him, and he was too dead to die. But, I don't know what to say, so you should come over. Luo Cheng hung up the phone, threw away the rowing ticket, and left the venue. After a while, he came to a dilapidated warehouse in the suburbs. After all, he is a curse user, so he should not act too openly. Luo Cheng opened the door and saw a familiar figure. From his body shape to the cassock he was wearing, he was exactly the same as Sha Yuji. But Luo Cheng can be sure that the other party is not Sha Yuji. Time deletion started quietly. Just as Sha Yuji was about to say hello, he felt a huge force coming and his whole body was grabbed by Luo Cheng and lifted up in the air. During the whole process, Luo Suo was not aware of when Luo Cheng made his move. This is his technique. Raso's heart was beating wildly. Even he, the oldest magician, had never seen such a super standard magic technique. Thanks to his foresight, he didn't go directly to this murderous god, otherwise he might have been killed with a single blow before he could even open his mouth. Who are you? Didn't we just meet not long ago? Why did we meet so quickly? Before Wang Zi could even be uttered, Luo Cheng increased his intensity, as if he dared to tell one more lie and he would send you back to the west immediately. Raso felt even more depressed, feeling that provoking this murderous god might be a mistake. Luo Cheng's domineering and decisiveness made him feel that he was dealing with Ryomen. Okay, my name is Raso. Can you put me down first? Raso raised his hands in a very low posture. Luo Cheng then pushed the person aside and asked, how did you get this body? Let's think about it carefully. Gojo Satoru personally buried Sha Yuji deep in the barrier of the high school. How did you know this news? How did you come in and out of Jujutsu High School freely? Also, Sha Yuji's technique, did you get it? Luo Cheng asked several key questions in one breath. Even an old monster like Luo Suo did not dare to underestimate the young man in front of him. You didn't ask me how to take possession of this body, but instead asked me if I had obtained Sha Yuji's technique. What a cautious guy. Unlike what is widely rumored in the outside world, this tyrant of heaven and earth is very thoughtful. If you don't answer to the satisfaction of the other party, you might be thought of as a spy from Jujutsu High School and killed. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Teoso, a magician from the Heian era. Heian era. As soon as these words came out, Yaocheng Liang and others present were stunned. Because the timeline of the Heian period is from 794 to 1192, even the end of the Heian period is close to 1,000 years ago. In other words, if this guy named Raso didn't lie, the other party was the oldest magician in cash. Stop talking nonsense. If you dare to talk nonsense again, we will kill you now. Awasaka Liang and others didn't believe it. How could anyone live for such a long time? But Luo Cheng could feel that the other party was not lying. He was really an old fossil who had lived from the Heian era to today. How did you do it? Keep replacing your brain. Raso pointed to his forehead, where there were indeed traces of stitching, which were very similar to the scars on his neck. Have you obtained Sha Yuji's technique? Well, I got it. Raso didn't lie, and he didn't dare to lie. The other person seemed impulsive and almost killed himself when they met, but his intuition was incredibly strong. Luo Suo had a feeling that if he dared to lie, Luo Cheng would definitely notice it and then kill him. He was so decisive. The opportunity to realize his wish was right in front of him, and he didn't want to die at this time. No matter what, you have to survive today. You and I have a common enemy. I snatched Sha Yuji's body in order to obtain his technique, join your lineup, and attack Jujutsu High School with you. I also know that you have been recruiting manpower for the past year, but the results are not satisfactory. After all, the quality of curse users is uneven, and it is difficult to compare with the Jujutsu masters trained by Jujutsu High School. Hey, pay attention when you speak. Someone heard from behind, warning 360 Rosso not to talk nonsense. Luo Cheng motioned for him to continue, keep talking. I can provide you with support. You are the one who killed Sha Yuji with your own hands. You should know his jujutsu potential better than anyone else. Give me time. I can prepare a cursed spirit for you that can compete with cursed soul. Army. Of course Luo Cheng knew how powerful Sha Yuji's spells were, and one person could defeat an army. In the turbulent era, cursed spirit activities were frequent enough that Sha Yuji was able to recover thousands of cursed spirits for his own use in a year. What about you? What are the benefits to you and what do you want to gain? Luo Cheng asked the key to the problem. There is no such thing as a wasted lunch. Just like Awasaka Erliong and others, they follow themselves in order to be free and to be able to be the saints they want as they used to be. Tian Yuan. Rosso spit out 2 words, I want to witness what a creature that transcends cursed spirit and humans looks like. Another madman. Chapter 78. The Forced Jujutsu High School. Rosso left, as if he was very satisfied with this cooperation, and left with a smile on his face, but only he knew what he was thinking in his heart. Awasaka Erliong frowned as he watched him leave. He couldn't trust this person and felt that he must have something to hide, and it was definitely not just to witness Tianyuan's evolution. He didn't lie. Luo Cheng can be sure that the other party did not lie. At least it is true that his purpose is Tianyuan, but it is not known that he just wants to witness the evolution of Tianyuan. Even Mei Mei and Kong Xiu couldn't collect any information about Tianyuan, but Luo Suo seemed to know everything. However, it has nothing to do with him. Now they both have a common goal. Have people follow him and help him collect cursed spirit. Yes. Awasaka Er's conscience understood that Luo Cheng's words had another hidden meaning, keep an eye on Luo Suo. Then he gave a few instructions and left. The other side. After Rosso left the warehouse, he felt like he was surviving a disaster. Luo Cheng is such a terrible child. The other party is very difficult to get along with, and his intuition is terrifyingly strong, like a wild beast. In order to survive and gain the other party's trust, he revealed a lot of his information. We can't attack him secretly now. If he doesn't die, I will have to lurk again to settle the score. The simple contact actually gave him the illusion that he was dealing with Sukuna. He even felt that Luo Cheng had seen his evil intentions, but still chose to cooperate with him. Why is this happening? Because he is valuable, and the other party is very confident in his combat power. He is so confident that he is arrogant and has no fear of his calculations. The more Luo Cheng is like this, the more cautious Luo Suo must be. Dealing with such a being is the most dangerous, because it is the other person who has the power of life and death, not oneself. No matter what, let's prepare an army for him first, weaken the power of Jujutsu High School as much as possible, and find something for them to do at the same time. In recent years, Jujutsu High School has become increasingly powerful. With the rise of Gojo Satoru, it has reached its peak in decades. Nowadays, Gojo Satoru is determined to train the next generation of Jujutsu masters. It is conceivable that the Jujutsu College will reach a higher level in the future. Taking advantage of Luo Cheng's attack on Jujutsu High School, it can just weaken the overall strength of Jujutsu High School, and also facilitate his search for Prison Gate territory later. Half a month later. At a regular meeting of Jujutsu High School. The people below are reporting that cursed spirit activities during the recent period have dropped by more than half compared to last month. Do you know what caused it? Cursed spirit activity has decreased, which is unusual. You must know that in the past year, cursed spirits activities have been quite frequent. Even with a new force like Gojo Satoru, they can't take care of it because there are not enough manpower. Now that most of it is missing, maybe something big has happened. It has been found out that it is those followers of Ichung who are attacking Ling. Curse user. Why did they attack cursed spirit? Japan is so big, but Tokyo is even smaller. Although Awasaka Erliong, Rosso and others secretly recovered the cursed spirit, how could they completely hide it from the eyes and ears of Jujutsu High School? But why would the other party do this? Is it setting up another jujutsu organization? Absolutely impossible. Curse users are all lunatics. Many curse users take pleasure in killing people. They will never exorcise the cursed spirit for no reason. There must be some agenda. Have you found out his purpose? Not yet. Their actions are very secretive. They even have magicians who are skilled in using barriers, and they act very quickly every time. When our people rushed to the scene, they could only feel a trace of the fluctuation of the spell power, but could not see it. Figure. Hearing this, everyone present frowned even more tightly. First, they gathered a large number of people, and now they suddenly attack cursed spirit. Every clue pointed directly at Jujutsu High School, which made the senior executives of Jujutsu High School feel that the crisis was coming. These people, who hold great power and are accustomed to living aloof, cannot bear the birth of a force that can threaten them. No matter what their purpose is, it will definitely not be beneficial to us. Tell the people below and let them stop curse users' activities. Block curse users' activities. In Mei Mei's office, a commission from the high school was quickly received. Are those big shots too impatient? Did they feel that their rights are threatened? The so-called blocking of curse user activities is to target the entire curse user team, not just those followers of Luo Cheng. Because Luo Cheng has summoned so many curse users now, even the senior high school officials are not sure how many curse users he has summoned, so they can only conduct sweeps in Tokyo. First of all, isn't it equivalent to indirectly helping Luo Cheng gather curse users? Mei Mei can guess what kind of choices those curse users who are chased by Jujutsu High School with no way out will make without thinking. We can only unite together to avoid the pursuit of the Jujutsu division. Mei Mei said to herself, Luo Cheng, you have driven them into a panic. Quote. Ms. Mei Mei, shall we accept the commission from the high school? Yes, why not? But curse user is not a cursed spirit. After all, he is still a human being. If he accidentally kills someone, I will be uneasy and ask them to increase the money. The other side. Racecourse. You, like Fushiguro, are not destined to make this kind of money. Don't compare me with any unlucky guy, I bet it's just to kill time. With a burst of rushing sound, the ticket in Luo Cheng's hand turned into a piece of waste paper. He didn't think there was anything wrong with Wang Li Jiao, just like he said, he was betting on horse racing to pass the time. Nowadays, each of the underground casinos in Tokyo will give him tens of millions of protection fees every month. All this money added up is a huge amount of income. This money is given by the casino and it doesn't hurt the body. Instead of turning over tens of millions every month, it was obvious that Luo Cheng was always playing secondhand, causing them even greater losses. It's not that no one resisted, but the result was without exception, he beat him to the ground. In the end, he fought his way to the enemy's stronghold, had a friendly exchange with the opponent's leader, and settled on a monthly protection fee. What's the news from the high school? Big move, they started to attack curse user. Good news. It's indeed good news. It won't be long before curse user, who is cornered, will actively join your army. Chapter 79. Actions of the high school. On the racecourse. Some are cheering, some are sad. At the end of every horse race, you can see all kinds of life here. Tell me, are the high-ranking officials at the high school stupid? If they snipe at curse users like this, wouldn't they be sending people to you in vain? They are not stupid, but very smart. Luo Cheng stood up and left, saying as he walked, on the surface, they ordered the sniper attack on the Jujutsu division, but secretly they would not use their own power. You mean, they are asking Jujutsu masters who do not belong to their own faction to consume curse user. Kong Xiu and Luo Cheng walked side by side. Would you do it even though you knew it was a thankless job? Luo Cheng asked. Those who can reach the top of an institution like Jujutsu High School are all talented people, including the big three sorcerer families. On the surface, they are upright and crusade against curse user for the sake of social stability. In fact, they will not use their own power at all, and will only let Jujutsu masters from other factions fight curse user to death. In the end, when there is really no one left, their preserved power will be the backbone of Jujutsu High School, and the status of those at the top will become even more unbreakable. Don't forget 383, Gojo Satoru is reforming Jujutsu High School. What old foxes. Kong Xiu smoked a cigarette dully. Gojo Satoru wants to reform Jujutsu High School, which is no secret among intelligence dealers like him. After parting ways with Sha Yuji, or perhaps after the astral body incident, his thoughts also changed. Today, he is committed to cultivating the next generation of Jujutsu masters and looking for more like-minded partners, overthrowing the outdated and unreasonable work style of the older generation of Jujutsu College. That is to say, he is strong enough that no one can do anything to him, so he can do this. Take Sha Yuji's body as an example. If it wasn't for his insistence, the people from the high school would have cremated Sha Yuji long ago. How could it still be buried in the internal barrier of the high school? They can't target Gojo Satoru, at least not openly, because Gojo Satoru is not only powerful enough, but also a Jujutsu master. If you touch him, the Jujutsu masters below will not agree, and it will affect their rule and authority over the high school. Then attack the magicians who side with Gojo Satoru and prevent Gojo Satoru from forming his own faction. No matter how brave a soldier is, he is still a soldier and cannot become an army. To a certain extent, Jujutsu High School is not targeting Luo Cheng, but Gojo Satoru. So Luo Cheng only said, "Good news," after hearing the news. However, this kind of internal consumption was carried out at such a special time, and he couldn't help but suspect that someone was behind it. Could it be that old monster from before? Next, I want you to keep an eye on those curse users. Hey, do you know how many curse users there are in Japan? How can I keep an eye on them all by myself? It's about quality, not quantity. You just need to focus on those first-level curse users. What curse user lacks now is high-end combat power. In terms of quantity, Raso exists, which can be guaranteed. Of course, quantity alone is not enough. The biggest difference between Jujutsu masters and curse users is not in the techniques, but in the knowledge area. To the reversal technique, to the simple realm again. Jujutsu masters who graduated from high school are well aware of this and know how to compete. On the other hand, most curse users can only explore on their own. Give me a chestnut. When encountering the domain expansion of the special cursed spirit, even if the Jujutsu master's technique does not master the domain expansion for direct collision, it still knows how to use simple domains to resist. Curse user cannot do it, because there is no such amount of knowledge and no one will teach it. In order for the combat power of both sides to reach a balance, the number of curse users must be greater than that of Jujutsu experts. I know, I'll keep an eye on it for you. Jujutsu High School acted very quickly. The day after the high-level order was issued, the Jujutsu division began a cleanup operation targeting curse user. Senior, why do we need to clean curse user? BCAD. Do you need to ask? In a sense, curse user is a more dangerous existence than cursed spirit. Moreover, these guys have been dishonest recently. The top management has received news that they are collecting cursed spirit. Regardless of their purpose, anyway, we must stop them. This is the reason why the high-level officials of the high school are clearing out curse users. It is believed that curse users are collecting cursed spirits, making big moves, and threatening all mankind. Specifically, the higher-ups at the high school don't know what curse user is planning, but it doesn't affect them from mobilizing Jujutsu divisions like this. It turned out that there were many mistakes, and they really guessed it right. How did the people from the high school know our purpose? Awasaka Urleong looked at Raso beside him with dangerous eyes. He never let down his guard against Raso, thinking that this guy had bad intentions in approaching them. This time the news leaked out, and he believed that it was the stolen rope that betrayed him and others. Why are you looking at me with such a dangerous expression? Taishuo was unmoved, his expression was very relaxed. He said, I'm on the same team as you. How did the senior high school know our purpose? Let's not tell you yet. Our collection of cursed spirits hasn't slowed down, has it? Raso's attainments in the field of enchantment are very outstanding. It can be said that he is second only to Tien Yuan, an old monster. He was confident that no one at Jujutsu High School had discovered him. The purpose of the high school cannot be hidden from this old monster who has lived for 1,000 years. It's only human beings who are still fighting among themselves at this time. Raso said to himself in his heart, expressing unspeakable irony. This time, Jujutsu High School's operation to hunt down curse user was fueled by him, but he never thought it would go so smoothly. But now Gojo Satoru is like a knife on their heads, threatening their status. Rosso didn't want to be exposed in front of the high school, so he said, but it is inconvenient to continue moving in Tokyo in the center of the whirlpool, and it is easy to be exposed. Let's collect cursed spirit somewhere else. Whether or not to leave Tokyo is up to you and Mr. Luo Cheng has the final say. Liang Awaki said as he was about to contact Luo Cheng. The answer was, go ahead. After Luo Cheng said these two words, he hung up the phone. He still had things to deal with. Jujutsu High School's actions were very fast and violent. In just a few days, the curse user who was running the solo gang was chased to the sky and nowhere. Many desperate curse users have taken the initiative to find them and ask for shelter. The seeds of hatred were sown and quickly took root. For example, right in front of Luo Cheng, a curse user approached him. They said that if they follow you, they can kill Jujutsu masters. This is a man in his 30s, one of the celebrities among curse users. It is said that he did something taboo with his sister, and his parents found out about it and were opposed to it. In the end, he killed his parents. After that, he took his sister into the curse user industry. At this time, he was alone, with red eyes and overwhelming resentment. Without asking, he knew that the other person probably died at the hands of a jujutsu master. Yes, it depends on how many you can kill. Chapter 80. Follow you, can you kill the jujutsu master? Yes, how many do you want to kill? All. When these words came out, they were accompanied by a cold murderous aura. Abnormal love breeds an abnormal soul. There were two jujutsu masters who killed his sister, but he was angry with them all and believed that all jujutsu masters deserved to die. Why does Luo Cheng know so much, you ask? Naturally, it was the information given by Kong Xiu. Today, the list of more famous curse users in Japan is in his hands. Go find Awasaka Liang and let you know when the operation begins. How long do you have to wait? I don't want to wait for a moment now. He was mad with hatred, and the pain of losing his sister or lover made him unable to help but go to the jujutsu master to fight for his life. An indelible wave burst out, and the Red King shot out of Luo Cheng without any warning, grabbed the opponent's head and pressed it against the wall very violently. You have to wait as long as I ask you to wait. Remember, the heart can be hot, but the brain must be cold. With these words, Luo Cheng left the street. This is what he said to the other party, and also to himself. If you want to achieve something, passion alone is not enough, you need to wait for the opportunity. The senior management of Jujutsu High School did him a big favor. After the originally planned 3 years, the curse user raid was completed. The time can be reduced to at least 2.5 years. The man watched Luo Cheng walk away and beat the ground hard. After a moment, he turned around to look for Tai Shinpo and chose to lurk. Asterisk 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 asterisk. After one day, Luo Cheng found another person. A man with a noble appearance and elegant manners, but extremely dirty inside. Luo Cheng did not remember the other party's name, but he only knew that the other party was also a heinous criminal. This is a cult. He often hangs out in nightclubs and other places, relying on his good looks to trick women into sleeping with him, and then kills them after doing so, saying that they are dedicated to his god. When Luo Cheng found him, he had just finished draining a woman's blood, carved a spell on her body, and was kneeling on the ground, preparing to pray. The scene was indescribably horrifying. Please forgive me, Lord Evil God, the people in the high school have gone crazy lately and are hunting down your people everywhere. But I promise, the sacrifice I offer in the near future will never be such a vulgar powder. He covered his whole body, closed his eyes, asked his god for forgiveness, and then performed the sacrificial ceremony. The High Commissioner will not stop until my work is completed. Who? The sudden sound shocked the man. Looking back, I don't know when Luo Cheng's figure appeared in the room, sitting quietly on the chair, looking at everything in front of him expressionlessly. Who are you? Luo Cheng. Are you Luo Cheng, the curse user who killed all the super magicians? He never imagined that such a big shot would find him. What do you want from me? I don't remember my head ever appearing on the dark web. Join us and attack the high school together, and when I kill Gojo Satoru, you can do whatever you want. What if I don't agree? If you don't agree, I will be your evil god today. You are arrogant and dare to tarnish the name of Lord Evil God. You are. Not long after, a figure flew out of the room, naked, like a truck, and crashed into the opposite company, causing bursts of female screams. Then, Luo Cheng followed, took one step forward, and came to the man. Wait a minute, I agreed, and I will follow you from now on. This is such a powerful force, just like the substitute of the evil god in the human world. The shocking murderous aura makes my heart surge. Luo Cheng stopped there and left the scene after saying, go find the tail goddess. All that was left was a naked man who laughed wildly. He regarded Luo Cheng as the incarnation of the evil god coming to the world, and was frightened by his murderous aura. Just looking at each other once was like seeing death. 1. 3. 5. Luo Cheng always leaves early and comes back late this month, traveling almost all over Tokyo, looking for the people he needs one after another. Some people directly agreed, some were beaten into submission, and the rest were basically killed by Luo Cheng and their heads were taken in exchange for money. How many have been found? These. Luo Cheng threw out some information, which recorded the information of top-notch curse users. Kong Xiu counted and found that there were actually 5 people conquered by Luo Cheng, which was incredible. How did you do it? Compared to Jujutsu masters, curse users are much more difficult to deal with. Especially the outstanding curse user, who is used to running a solo gang and doesn't like to cooperate with others. Even because of the pursuit in the Jujutsu world, he conquered 5 first-level magicians in just 1 month, which is amazing. Some came to me on their own initiative, and some were forced by the situation. What kind of situation forces us to do this? Luo Cheng did not answer, but Kong Xiu already got the answer, because he was probably convinced by Luo Hu. Luo Cheng, he doesn't look like the kind of person who talks easily, he is extremely strong. It seems you are ready. Not quite yet, but almost there. Luo Cheng stood by the window, looking into the distance. The conquest of the cursed spirit on Raso's side is progressing very smoothly. With the information of Kong Xiu and Raso himself, there is no place to hide the cursed spirit. To conquer the cursed spirit, a magician does not need to reach residual health. It takes some effort to conquer it. 0. If the level is 2 levels lower than the cursed spirit can be subdued and controlled unconditionally. And Raso, an old monster who has lived for 1,000 years, is one of the oldest magicians in the Jujutsu world today. His level is special. In other words, he can handle cursed spirits below level 1 with just a wave of his hand. As for the first level cursed spirit, it can be easily conquered without spending too much effort. But Luo Cheng wants more than just level 1. He hopes Luo Suo can bring him more special level cursed spirits. Is there any news about the special grade cursed spirit? I'm an intermediary, not a Jujutsu high school. If you ask me to find someone, I can find cursed spirit. I'm not good at it. Then start looking for cursed spirit from today on. When you find it, you don't need to notify me. You can contact Ban Nip and the others directly. Hey, I'm only one person, how can I have so much energy? I won't give you less money. Here is 100 million, which is a deposit. 100 million. Is it just a deposit? Kong Xiu took the suitcase and saw it was full of banknotes. I still want to say something. I look back at the window. Where is Luo Cheng? Why do you look like Batman? Kong Xiu put the money away and decided to collect the mountain after finishing this trip. Luo Cheng's matter is too big. If he is found to be a collaborator, he might be implicated. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiobook to stay updated with our latest stories, and never miss out on a great listen.